Hello and welcome to the United Stand. It's our Manchester United versus Barcelona watch along. It's the last game of the US tour, which I'm very sad about, but it is all good things have got to come to an end, and we need to start moving towards the reality of the Premier League season and the Champions League. And it's been a fantastic tour. I've really enjoyed it. Yeah, there's been, the football's not been great at times, but I think our American fans have enjoyed it. We've certainly enjoyed getting up, and yeah, definitely very excited about it. Gone live a little bit early because I did want to just talk about this Forsberg rumour from RB Leipzig. To me, it just feels like there's nothing in it, but I hope there's nothing in it as well, because it's just another signing. It's another signing that you'd expect Everton to sign. Why aren't we just going out and getting Dembele, Ousmane Dembele from Dortmund, pay £80 million, he's going to be the best winger in the world in the next 2 years, sign him. Stop messing around with players that, they're just Everton signings. I mean, they could work out, but they're not, they're too much of a risk, So I really hope that that's not going to happen, but the transfer window is so odd at the moment. But very excited. Look, I'm very excited about this game, Manchester United against Barcelona. It's not Barcelona's first game, it's their second game. They've got some very good players. Unlike Real Madrid, who played their reserves in the second half and Ronaldo wasn't there and it was their first game, I think Barcelona will take it more seriously. I think Barcelona understand, like Manchester United, the importance of these tours. It's not just about getting a bit of fitness, it's about being ambassadors for your club in a foreign country and to try and make them love your club. And Barcelona are fantastic at that, Manchester United are fantastic at that, and I think Real Madrid are just quite arrogant about it. But enough about Real Madrid. It's Manchester United versus Barcelona. I've purposely didn't do a score prediction on my match preview because I think United are going to get beat, and I don't like giving a score prediction when that happens. I'd love to be pleasantly surprised. I would hope that we'll see people like, it all comes down to the midfield again, and you can take this game as seriously or as not seriously as you want. That's down to you. Personally, I think at this time, 5 games in, it's our 5th pre-season game, everybody should be approaching full match fitness. Everybody should be approaching having good technique because they've been training for like over 2 weeks now. So I don't really, the excuse that, oh, it's only a pre-season game. Well, yeah, the intensity might not be there in relation to the tackle, but it almost should be an entertaining exhibition game at this point, because we should be able to move the ball around. We should have sharpness, and a lot will depend about what the midfield is. I really hope to see Pereira play for over an hour. I want to see Martial. I want to see Rashford. I want to see Lukaku. I don't want to see Fellaini because he played 90 minutes at the weekend. There's no points. But a lot will depend on what the midfield is and how he lines it up. To be honest with you, I think we know what McTominay can do. I'd rather see Twansibi or Fosu Mensah in the centre midfield. I don't understand why Twansibi didn't get 1 minute as a midfielder at the weekend, yet he gave him 3 first-team appearances as CDM away to Arsenal and Spurs in the home game. So against Palace. So I don't understand that. I want to see Twansibi play, and I'm sure he wants to play as well. The team news is about to hit us. Also, we've got the 2 Manchester United shirts we are giving away. The first one will be coming up in a few minutes' time, and then the second one will be around half-time as well. So lots and lots to enjoy as well. It's a bit of an exhibition game, so let's enjoy it. Share the video, let's get as many people watching as possible. A lot of us are staying up for this game, which is fantastic, and we should do. No sleep before it, which is nice. I prefer not having to get up at 1:30 to prepare, so we go all the way through till about 3 o'clock. So if you are staying up, we're not that far off the weekend, so let's enjoy it. And yeah, well, team news should be hitting us any second now. In fact, I thought it'd just come up on the screen then, and I'm looking at Roy Keane. I've got MUTV on in the background, you see. So yeah, waiting for the team news. Less than it is a 11:30. It is a half midnight kickoff, isn't it? I'm not dreaming about that because I would expect the team news to be hitting us any time now, and it's not. How to win the shirt, says Mooney Islam. I'll come to that in a minute. I'm just waiting for the team news to come in. You can pick whatever kit you want. We haven't physically got the shirts yet. We'll sort that out with the winners. So if you want the new one they're playing tonight, if you want the black one, if you want the red one, you pick. But we have a system in place to pick 2 credible winners this time. And yeah, I'm just waiting for the team news. I'm not convinced it's coming in. It doesn't feel like it's coming in. Has anyone got any news on the team news? This is how it works on live TV. When does the game start in London, Mark? Danny, but same time as it does in Birmingham and Newcastle and Manchester. It's 12:30 is as I understand it. Nearly 2,000 of you watching already. That's great. Please do drop a like on the video and get sharing it. Let's get many people in. Team news is out. Thank you very much. Thanks for that little there. We know the team news is out. We've got the Barcelona team news as well. I can tell you that Messi, Neymar and Suarez are all starting. I'm excited by that. So United's team is De Gea in goal, Valencia. It's a weird image they're using on the Twitter because it's the new kits. So it's De Gea in goal, Valencia, Smalling, Lindelof, yes. Blind at left back, I think. Carrick, Pogba, Mkhitaryan, Rashford, Lingard, Lukaku. So we've got Mkhitaryan's probably going to be playing as an attacking midfielder, maybe as a number 10. Rashford and Lingard are probably the wide players with Lukaku up front. Blind as a... Unless it's a 3-5-2. I'm just going to throw it out there. Unless it's a 3-5-2 with Lingard as a sort of as the left wing back, and we've got Carrick and Pogba holding, Mkhitaryan and then Lingard and then Lukaku and Rashford up front. It could be a 3-5-2. It could be a 3-5-2, or I'd lay my bets that it's probably a 4-4-3-3. Valencia right back, Smalling, Lindelof, Blind as the back four. Carrick's the captain, holding the midfield. Pogba, Mkhitaryan as the number 10. Rashford probably on the left, Lingard on the right, Lukaku up front. Pereira is on the bench. Herrera is not part of it. Fosu Mensah, Bailly, Darmian, Fellaini, Twansibi, Mitchell, McTominay, Pereira, Martial. He might not make as many subs today. We'll have to wait and see on that. But let me have a look what everyone's got to say in relation to the formation. 4-2-3-1 is what KNN Games says. 3-5-2 says Patrick Okonmo. What do we want? I think I would prefer the 3-5-2 if I'm being totally honest. 4-3-3. It's 4-3-3. It's 2-8-1 says Michael Carrick. Lingard will have a good game. Barca defence is awful. Yeah, let's have a look at that Barcelona team because that was coming out as well. So they've got Silicen, Rakitic. I mean, this is just in number order. Well, no. It's not even in number order. Yes, it is. Come on, Goldbridge. No, it isn't. It's because the goalkeeper's 13. So Silicen, and then it's just number order, and I don't follow Barcelona enough to know how this will work. But they've got Rakitic playing, Sergio Busquets playing, Suarez is playing, Messi's playing, Neymar's playing, Semedo linked to Manchester United. He'll probably be brilliant. He's playing. Mascherano, Elena, Jordi Alba, and Titi is playing. So yeah, interesting, isn't it? Interesting how it's going to pan out. Looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. That's what it's all about. Two people saying they wanted Martial to play. Mark, if we could take 3 players from Barcelona, who would it be? For me, it'd be Rakitic, Semedo and Piqué. Shaka Phillips, you've just put that out. 3 players from Barcelona and you take Rakitic, Semedo and Piqué. Come on, you'd surely take Messi, Neymar and... well, I wouldn't take Suarez. I'd rather eat glass, as I've said before. But I'd certainly take Messi and Neymar as my first 2. We're going to get duffed, says DMG118. You know what? This is where it comes down to. Look, if we got stuffed today, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I've said this before in pre-season friendlies. It might be a wake-up call to the owners that we are not ready anywhere near to be a challenger for the Champions League or the Premier League. So getting absolutely, if we get stuffed, we deserve to get stuffed. I personally don't think we will. I don't think that tends to happen that much in pre-season games because it just doesn't. And I think our team is potentially good enough. I'll tell you what I'm very excited about, and this might surprise a lot of people. I'm very defensive of Lindelof. I think he's going to be a really good signing. And I think Mourinho's no idiot when it comes to signing centre-backs. He's going to have a real test today, though. He's going to have a real test with Suarez and Messi and Neymar. So it's going to be a real test for Lindelof. So that's the interesting thing for me that I'm going to look at. Obviously, very interested to see how Lingard does. He's had a good tour, but he's up against a very good team now. Rashford, Lukaku, that front 3. My concern all tournament, or all tour really, has been the inability to move. I've just got the team news up for those who've missed it. It's going on the bottom of the screen. It's that inability to move the ball through the midfield to the attack. That's what's concerned me. So I look at that midfield today, Carrick, Pogba and Mkhitaryan, and I can see there is that ability to, if we're playing Mkhitaryan and he's not playing as a winger, then to me that says that we are looking to get Mkhitaryan running at their back four. MUTV have it as a flat back four with Carrick and Pogba as a midfield two, Mkhitaryan ahead of him with Lingard and Rashford. It's like a 4-5-1 really, and Barcelona are lining up with Suarez, Messi and Neymar up front. So look, however we play, what the most important thing is, I believe that Manchester United have some really good attacking talent, but I also believe that we need to start moving the ball from the midfield to the attack much quicker. Carrick's on the decline. I was very dismissive of Carrick against Manchester City when he came on with Fellaini in the second half and in the first half against Real Madrid. I just think he's just too slow when he's playing with someone like Fellaini. Today is a chance for Carrick to show us that he still has a role to play. Can he do it when he's the only slow player in the midfield? He's got Pogba and Mkhitaryan with him. Can he? His lack of pace is a problem, but can he move the ball quick enough? I think Carrick can do that. I think he struggles when he's got somebody slow with him. So hopefully, it's a real test today. And I think Fellaini's very fortunate that he's not been subjected to this test, because I think Carrick's position is going to be very interesting as to how he deals with those small, quick players. But Lindelof's the one. Lindelof is the one. For the thinking man, and I know most United Stand viewers are, or women, this Lindelof tonight is going to get tested. There's a few people who are a little bit concerned about Lindelof and what he offers for Manchester United and if he's going to be a flop. And I don't think for 1 minute that he will be. I think he's going to get really tested tonight, as is Smaldini, as is Daley Blind at left back. A lot of people worry about his pace. A lot of people talking about the formation. Totally agree with you. They're saying that they think it's a 4-5-1 with look, Mkhitaryan's playing in 10, and I think that's a positive as well. Can Mkhitaryan do it? Being given that opportunity. I thought he played fantastically well in that first half against Man City a week ago. This is against a better side, a fitter side. Can we get at Barcelona's back four, which has always been their weakness, and that has to be done by finding Mkhitaryan like we did in that first half against City and let him run at the back. Because I tell you what, this is the exciting thing about Manchester United. Forget about all the transfers, because when United are playing, you can't sign anyone. So forget about all the transfer stuff. Think about next season, and what we didn't have last season was a very consistent and playing to their full capability Mkhitaryan. He got stuck out on the wing, he'd get the odd goal here and there, but I think Mkhitaryan's best position is as that central sort of number 10 position. And we've had glimpses on this tour so far. He's played very well on this tour. This is a big opportunity tonight. He's been given a big opportunity in a big formation against a very good side to play in that number 10 role. Can he do it? Can he perform? I think it's a massive opportunity for Mkhitaryan. So for me, I think the two players that I'll be keeping an eye on are Lindelof and Mkhitaryan, because Mkhitaryan for different reasons, can he grab the opportunity? And Lindelof, getting a little bit of stick at the moment, he's up against three of the best strikers in the world. How's he going to do? Another bad performance, and I think we'll be in that ridiculous situation where people are turning on him after 5 pre-season games. But I agree with Jose, play him, let's see what he can do. Lingard's interesting. He's been very good on this tour. I think a lot of that's to do with how skinny he is, and a closed season won't really affect him because he will retain his fitness levels very well because he's skinny. How will he do against a better side? He's the one player that I think has started every single game, and a lot of people are now saying that Lingard is a first-team player for Manchester United. That concerns me, only because I don't go back on things I've said, and I have consistently said Lingard in your first team or Fellaini in your first team and you won't get near winning a title. Can I be proved wrong in relation to Lingard? Can he at 25 become a player that is a Manchester United first team player? Well, this is his opportunity to do it. Rashford, very excited to watch him. I think he's had a great summer in relation to preparation and he's bulked up, and I think it's a big season for him. Lukaku against a decent side. I know it's only pre-season, but this is the sort of teams we want him to perform against. Pogba as well. So there's lots there. Fullbacks experienced in Blind and Valencia, and obviously De Gea in goal. So lots and lots to talk about. Volleys 4DYZ says, my eyes are on Pogba, Lindelof and Mkhitaryan. What time does it start? Kian O'Reilly says, it's scheduled to start in 50 minutes time. So it's 22 midnight here in the UK. It's meant to start at midnight. Cheer up Mark, says Matthew Hewitt. I'm fine, mate. I'm in a good mood. There's nothing wrong with me. What about Mata, says John Taylor? Well, Herrera's not even in the squad today anyway. He obviously took a knock at the weekend. We're not going to risk him. Mata's just back from injury. We're not going to risk him. So they're not part of the squad. Isaiah D says he's worried that Jose starts Lingard with the Stars against big teams this pre-season. I think the way it's going, it wouldn't take a genius to figure out that Lingard may well be starting the season as a first-team player. Edwin Castro's on about Martial. Look, what more can Martial do? I think this is the problem. I don't want to use problem because I know that can be perceived as negative. But Mourinho just seems to either not like Martial or treat him totally different to everybody else. Because Lingard's been good on this tour, but there was a lot of games last season where he was bang average, but he kept getting picked. Martial wasn't as bad as people tried to pretend he was last year. He had a lot of games where he did well and then he just wouldn't get picked the next game. Case in point, today, Martial doesn't start despite playing well against Real Madrid. Although, did Martial not play 90 minutes against Real Madrid, to be fair? I mean, Fellaini's played 90 minutes and didn't start. I think Martial may have played 90 minutes at the weekend. Maybe one of our brilliant live commenters could confirm how many minutes Martial played. I know Fellaini did. Maybe Martial's not playing because of that. Somebody just said that the studio is looking fantastic. It's really sad. This studio it's the last outing for the studio. Drawty Devil put a lot of work into this studio, and it's going to be very sad that this is the last one. Last time we get to use it. So drop a like for Drawty. He's put a lot of effort. And, you know, look, even if I make myself disappear, the American flag over the chair. And this is top of the range graphics and design from what a mind he has. And, yeah, it's sad. I've only just realised it's the last time we'll be in here, which is, you know, fully enjoyed it, though. And I can't wait for this game, everybody. I don't know what you think. I cannot wait. I mean, Messi, Neymar and Suarez starting. I hope they stay on the pitch for a long, long time, to be honest, because then that will give us an opportunity to really get tested. I want Manchester United to get tested. We may not play Barcelona this season. You know, the only chance we're going to get to play Barcelona is if we do well in the Champions League. So we may not get to play them again this season, which means we won't face Messi and Neymar and Suarez. So, I mean, how do you deal with Messi, Neymar and Suarez anyway? Let alone with a player who's lacking confidence in Lindelof and Smalling, who many people don't think is good enough. So it's a massive test, and I'm really, really excited about it. And I hope you are too, because you should be. This is what football's all about. This is why the tour's so good, because you get that opportunity to see United play against Barcelona, and it's not a Mickey Mouse game. You know, we actually have got match fitness for both sides, which is great. Right, lots of you watching. Make sure you drop a like. It's just a friendly mark. It doesn't mean anything, says Ian Smith. Talk about negative, Ian. Come on. Come on, it's not a friendly, is it? It's never a friendly anyway. But, you know, of course, pre-season games are about conditioning. You don't get any points for winning, but you get a lot of confidence from it. You can lose a lot of confidence if you get absolutely obliterated. So, you know, it's not nothing. It's not nothing at all. And Gonzi Daniels made a contribution. He says, "Hi from Montreal, Mark. You've opinioned that Mourinho likes tall players. That being said, didn't Jose sign Makelele? If so, maybe Verratti is a possibility." Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a minute because we've got a little bit of time to talk about that. But I've just realised that we want to give our first shirt away. We're giving 2 Manchester United shirts away today. We've had to sort of think of creative ways that we can. We gave one away a couple of weeks ago. A certain name off the live comments won it, and then we got about 6 direct messages and then 4 emails from the person, which it clearly was, you know, people were lying. So we've got to think of ways that we can definitely find a winner. So, as you know, on the US tour for the last couple of videos, we've had a little link up with Spotocash, which is a spot the ball game. The link is in the video description, and what I will do, because it's easier to show rather than not, if he says. Okay, so if you click the link, it will take you to the game here. You get 3 spots for £2. Play to win £10,000, which is a weekly prize. The way you would win is by spotting, spot the ball. 3 things there. So I would say it may be there, it may be there, and it may be there. So register on Spotocash. Place a £2, have a go. 3 spots on it. And dun dun dun, surprise surprise, if you register with Spotto Cash tonight and you place a go on the Spotto Cash game, then we will be selecting a Manchester United shirt winner from one of those people who register tonight. So, you know what? For most people might think, I can't be bothered to do that and not enter. Only one person might do it and they will win a Manchester United shirt. It is that simple, and the brilliance of this idea is that we will know categorically who the winner is because we will have their email address, and that's the way we want to do it. So log in, link in the video description. Just one game, you only have to have one game. You might win 10 grand, but more important, I would say, you might win a Manchester United shirt. So the link is in the video description to sign up and have a crack at that. And yes, let me come back. So we're back. So that's the first one. That's the first way of winning. We've got a different way after half time, second half, which doesn't involve anything like that. But my prediction is that first one might be a way to win it, because I'm not too sure how many people will sign up. How many people like Spot the Ball? Might be a load, but we'll wait and see. Back to the transfer news then. Back to the transfer news. I'll remind you of that in a moment. There's a few people asking about it. So transfer news. Look, I do think it'll be Matic and Perisic. That's not necessarily a terrible thing. I think it will be them. Elliot Very says Matic doesn't need pace as he wouldn't be used in the attack. He can also offer experience to young players in the squad. There's a good point there from Elliot, and I'm not going to move away from that good point, because if you're not a fan of Matic, and I'm not, let's be honest, watch Michael Carrick tonight, because if we sign Matic, he's a Manchester United player and we've got to back him, and I will back him. Ultrachlor XB just made a contribution. I forgot to say that if you want to make a contribution to the United Stand, there's a little $sign at the bottom, but make sure when you do, you leave us a comment so we can say thank you, and we can also read out something that you want to say. So Ultrachlorx Bleach has said, been drinking, Mark, we'll need it, we're going to die. Yeah. Look, you know what? In a sense, the person who said, Ian Smith, said it doesn't, it means nothing what the result. It doesn't. So let's be entertained. I'm excited because this might be the only time we play Barcelona this year. And Suarez, Neymar and Messi, whatever you think about them, they are a pretty prolific front three. And I'm quite excited to see it. And I think it's going to do somebody like Lindelof the world of good. It could do them a lot of damage, but you know what? Brave people jump in at the deep end, don't they? And let's see what he can do. But back to the Matic thing. And AJ says, look, Mark, if you watch some of Matic's highlights of the last season, you can see he's phenomenal. I think that when he will be reunited with Mourinho, he will play really well. AJ, I watched him at Old Trafford. He was awful. I watched him at Anfield. He was awful. Kante, basically just, it was like, But if he signs for United, he gets my backing, and I would suggest he gets every United fan's backing, because he's wearing a United shirt. And he's not like Fellaini, where he's been here for 4 years, and I've had enough of that sort of player. He would have been here 4 minutes, and he deserves, at least a season to be given that opportunity. But back to the positive point I was trying to make about Matic. Watch Michael Carrick tonight, because the one thing that Matic can do, and I will defend him in this sense, I don't want him because I have concerns about him. I think he might be on the decline. He's turning 29. He had a bad season the season before last, and this season I think Kante compensates a lot for his bad points. But the one thing Matic has got that Fellaini will never have is he can switch the play, and he's got a very good left foot, and he can pass 5 yards, 30 yards. He's got a good range of passing off his left foot, and he can move with the ball. He's comfortable with the ball at his feet. Now when Fellaini gets the ball, there's always a first touch and a 5-yard pass 99% of the time. Now when Matic gets the ball, he actually is quite cultured for a player who's 6'4". Now he's not Maradona or anything like that. He has been known to go on a few runs, but that tends to be because it's shock from the players who never expected them to run at him. But he can switch the play. He has got a range of passing. He has got a decent left foot, and he can receive a pass and play a first-time pass. And I think that's what Manchester United's midfield really has lacked in the last couple of pre-season games. is the player who can doesn't need a first touch, and that speeds up your play straight away. When I look at the weekend, Fellaini always needs a touch, McTominay needed a touch, and maybe Matic could bring us that. So it's not the end of the world if we sign him, but I have massive concerns. But what I was trying to say in a long-winded way, watch Michael Carrick tonight, because potentially that's what Matic would do. You haven't got two slow midfielders like at the weekend where we had Fellaini and Carrick, or Fellaini and McTominay in the second half. You've got one slow player in Carrick, you've got Pogba alongside him, and then you've got Mkhitaryan further ahead. It could be one slow player with Pogba and Herrera. So watching Carrick today might be a big hint of what might happen with Matic. And if it works, it works. My worst fear would be that we'd see Matic and Fellaini in a midfield three. That would be terrifying. But, you know, that's my positive for you. Michael Carrick's playing tonight. Let's see how he does. And, you know, he is 29, Luke. Yeah, he turns 29 in August. Steve Tettelbaum has made a contribution. He says, love the channel, ignore the hate. Thanks, Mark. Look, you've got to ignore the hate when you do something like this. So thanks for the support. And MCV127 makes a good point. He says, if the rumours are true, we could be the last team to face MSN. Messi, Suarez and Neymar. The game is starting in 39 minutes, although it'd probably be 44 because it is always a little bit late in America. Do you think United would get Bale if Mbappe goes to Madrid? Says Adam Boscher. There's some people who really think that that is a possibility. I'm not so sure. I do think it's Perisic and Matic. I do, but I've been wrong a lot this summer. The Lindelof one's the only one I really got. Been wrong a lot of times this summer. I'm not bothered about saying that. You know, everybody gets things wrong, and most people have got it wrong this summer. In fact, I don't think there's been any good United sources this summer apart from Neil Custis from The Sun, I think. And that's done. You're not from the UK. The Sun newspaper gets a lot of deserved bad press. But Neil Custis, I've met him a couple of times. You know, I don't know him enough to say he's a nice bloke, but I know him enough to know that he's a good conversation. And he was spot on about Rooney, he was spot on about Carrick, and being the captain, he was spot on about Lukaku before anybody else. But apart from that, it's been very poor. And there will be more news for Manchester United. And to actually sit here and say it'll be Matic and Perisic, I'd be stunned if I'm right, but I think I'm right, because how could I pick two? I mean, I am guessing, but how could I guess two right players for United based on the summer that we've had? But I do think it will be them. I'd love it not to be. Moses has made a contribution. He says, Barcelona loves to control the midfield. If we don't have Pogba or Herrera, this is going to be a tough game. Mark, your thoughts? Yeah, I would like to have seen Pereira play, to be honest. He's got a bit. I am slightly disappointed about that, and I do sort of wonder where we're going with Pereira. He's only played half games through the pre-season tour. There's a lot of games in the pre-season tour, and they're coming thick and fast, so most of the squad players get to play. We've hardly seen Swansea as well. I think when we go on the Norway and Sampdoria game, you know, these games become further and further apart now, and he wanted to be using more and more of his first team. So we may well have seen the last of Pereira in relation to him getting a good run in the United side. I think he's done really well. I think he'll stay at United, but I've just got a fear with Pereira that he's going to end up doing what Fosu Mensah did last year, which is hardly playing, maybe getting on the bench here and there. And to be honest, that's not what he deserves to do. He was fantastic in a first team for Granada last year, and he needs first team football. He wants first team football at United. I think he's good enough for first team football. I think he'll have to work his way in, but I do think he's good enough. I just wonder and worry whether he's going to be given that opportunity. We'll have to wait and see. Fifth Mellow Music. Hey Mark, do you think if we win the league that we have the same scenario next summer with no money spending owners? Cheers from Denmark. Thanks for the contribution, Mellow. Yeah, well, Manchester United have never been very good at spending money when they've been successful. Roy Keane said it when we won the treble in '99. We didn't really capitalise on that and go and get 2, maybe 3 world-class players to take us to that next level so that we could retain it. I mean, '99, you know, fantastic year, but yeah, United have always traditionally, regardless of the Glazers, been a bit poor at building on success. So I don't know. I'd take winning the league first before I started thinking about that. Somebody just asking about the shirt. Okay, if you missed that, I'm not going to go and show you how to do it on the screen again, but we've got a link up with Spotto Cash, which is basically a spot the ball game. You get 3 spots for £2. If you've never played spot the ball before, there's an image. The ball's been taken out, you put an X where you think the ball is, and then they do a draw. You can win £10,000, which is a lot of money. So all you do, link in the video description, sign yourself up. You've just got to enter the game once, a couple of quid, and then you automatically go in the draw for the Manchester United shirt, which we will pick because we'll have your details. We'll pick the winner, we'll have your details, and you can have either our home, away, or the black shirt, or the shirt they're wearing tonight. So you can choose, you choose your size, and we'll get it out to you. So that's how you win shirt number 1. There is an opportunity to win another one in the second half, which I will tell you about at the end of half time. But for now, if you want to get yourself entered, I'd enter that one because I don't know, maybe a few of you will sign up, but our previous experience of doing this sort of thing is that you tend to get about 10 to 20 sign-ups. So you've got a 1 in 10 to 20 chance of winning a Manchester United shirt, which is worth about... How much is a United shirt? Because I think I saw the black one, it was 55 quid, but then somebody was saying to me about the red one, it's 90 quid. So why is that? Why is that? I got something in my teeth, apparently. Oh well. Ibra is back in October, says Skull Gaming. Would you trade Herrera for Cruz, says Michael Franklin? That's a tough question. You're talking about loyalty over ability there. You're talking about love over a better player. Look, Cruz is a better player than Herrera, but could I give Herrera up? I don't know. Carl Spruce says Griezmann ruined our summer. Him and current signings and Perisic, Matic would look like a successful window on paper. Think this team tonight is Super Cup team. Interesting, Carl. I think Bay surely plays. I wish I can't do it while I'm live. It's very difficult because I don't really know what website I need to look at. But I would love it if somebody could tell me or find out how many minutes, especially Martial and Bay, played on Sunday and comparable to anybody else. I don't know where I can find it, but if I can find it, I would like to know that, because that would be my only fly in the ointment that this is the team for the Super Cup, because I think you might be right on many positions, but I don't think that I think Bay will definitely play. Bay was awesome, by the way, against Real Madrid. I quite wrongly didn't really give him much of a shout out in the aftermatch reaction, and that was a poor on my part, because he deserved it, and I focused on other players and not him, which is totally my fault. He was fantastic against Real Madrid. He really was. Okay, let's see if anybody's answered me that question yet. Leave that. I'm struggling. Bay is suspended. He's not suspended for this game, but he is suspended for the Super Cup. You're spot on, as IAD. Absolutely. And a few of you are saying that now. Maya says Lindelof has been poor so far. Yeah, I'd agree with that, but still back him, and tonight's a really big game for him. Johnny Brooks has made a contribution. He says, hi Mark, just done my order using your Spotto Cash. Is that all I do to enter? Thanks for all you do. Been here since day one. Johnny, yeah, that's exactly how you do it. We will get the data from Spotto Cash in relation to who is signed up, or what we'll actually probably do is get them to give us a list of the names, and we'll just pick a name from the hat randomly, and we'll announce. Probably won't be tonight, unless I have asked them to provide it tonight, but if it isn't tonight, it'll be tomorrow night's show at 8 o'clock. We will announce the winner for the Spotto Cash, but I'm hoping that we can announce it in the second half. It just depends whether they get the data over to us to do that. But yeah, that's all you need to do. Sign up to Spotto Cash, enter the Spot the Ball thing, the £2 game, and then you're in the draw. It's funny though, let me just go back to that point. It's funny though, isn't it? Give me your thoughts on this, everybody. Bay was subbed off on half time. Martial played a full match. Ethan Day, you are the star so far. Thanks so much for that. I know Fellaini played. Martial played a full game on Sunday against Real Madrid, so he was never going to play tonight. So people are moaning about him not playing. There is actually, for once, a good reason for it, and I certainly don't think he'll have done himself any harm with that assist. let me go back to that point. Bailly obviously can't play in the Super Cup, so that might be why he's looking at Smalling and Lindelof. But a lot of United... Oh, the first yawn of the night, that's not good. A lot of the United fans feel that Phil Jones or Smalling need to go. And I've always agreed that one of them needs to go. Some people would say both. But I've always felt that we're well stacked at centre-back. But we find ourselves in this position where Bailly's suspended and we're already using one of Smalling and Jones to play with Lindelof. So maybe we're not well stacked at centre-back. You've got Bailly and Lindelof. Effectively, I think they are meant to be the first choice too. You've got Rojo, but he's injured. You've got Blind, who looks like he's going to be moved to left back, so he's out the equation. So you've basically got Lindelof, Smalling, Jones, Rojo. Sorry, get this right. You've got Lindelof, Bailly, Jones, Smalling. They're our 4 centre backs at the moment. So we're probably not going to sell a centre back. I know a lot of people will be shouting Twansibi, but how many minutes has Twansibi had on the tour? Not many. So I don't think Jones... and would you get rid of Smalling when you've got Phil Jones' sick note, who might just get himself injured as well? I think the plan was to get rid of more players than we will. I think Januzaj and Rooney might be the limit. I can't see any... You know, there are a few. You could argue Fellaini needs to go. You could argue Ashley Young, but he's got himself injured, so he'll be staying. Certainly one of the centre backs I just mentioned, but Darmian maybe. But I don't think anybody will be going out the door, because I think Mourinho hasn't got the players he wanted in, so he's not going to give up the players, is he? He's not going to let people go. Interesting. I thought it was James Blunt there David May was talking to. Blind has good vision, says Turkenston 00. Smalling will be sold in January when Rojo returns, Mark, says Jack Brown. I think a lot of people have a lot of faith in January. My approach to the January transfer window is that I don't really ever expect any business to be done. Although I do agree with you that we did get rid of 2 players in January, so we might get rid of him. But I think the Griezmann talk is just fantasy in January. I think maybe next summer it could happen, but not in January. He'll be cup tied for the Champions League for one. So I don't see him coming in January. Score prediction, says Lorenzo. Well, Lorenzo's probably going to join me actually, just before kick-off. Score prediction. Oh, it's so hard to give a score prediction in this sort of game. Although I was right about Real Madrid. I said it'd be low scoring. I think there might be a few goals in this. There's one thing Barcelona are, which is an attacking side. I don't think United have set up to defend, to be honest. You could say that by the fact that we're playing Smalling and Lindelof. That's a joke, by the way. But we've only got one real defensive midfielder in there, which is Carrick. I'm intrigued to see what the formation is. The fact that Mkhitaryan's in there means that we're not playing the normal midfield 3, because he normally plays 3 midfielders. Mkhitaryan's not a midfielder, he's an attacking midfielder, so Pogba will probably play alongside Carrick. It's whether we go 3-5-2 or we go 4-5-1. We will see. Probably go with the latter. Fresh Kid says, love from Chicago. I heard we're going for Emil Forsberg. I did speak about him at the start. Plays for RP Leipzig. Look, again, he just reminds me of the sort of signing Everton would make. Go and get Ousmane Dembele. He's a United player. What do you think about 35 million in Smalling for Virgil van Dijk? Would be even sweeter than Rom and would be quality centre back, says Joe Martino. It's not a bad idea. It's not going to happen. Why don't we sell players to generate cash for new signings, says RGS Gaming. Well, we just did in January. We generated 40 million with Schneiderlin and Memphis, and you could buy Lindelof with that and still have 10 million to put towards Lukaku. So effectively, we've only just played 65 million. Danny Dobson just applied for the Spotto Ball. Glory Manchester United. Well done, Danny. Good luck with that. And Mark, would I be able to talk to you about the match when United are playing in Dublin? Because I live in Ireland, says Raf the Badass 97. I'm sure you can do. Jacob Dimalu says, drop a like on the video. Yeah, we're closing in on 1,000 likes. Do drop a like. Lots of people watching. We're closing in on 5,000 watching as well. So make sure, give the video a share. We nearly hit 5,000 the other night. So give the video a share. There's a link underneath there. And yeah, share and get involved. If you're new to the United Stand, there's a hologram in the bottom right hand corner. Drop subscribe, that's the subscribe button, and make sure you click the bell as well, because we are a live content channel, so you want a notification when we go live, make sure you click the bell. But anybody who's new, you're very welcome. You found a fantastic community here. You can see the live comments to the left of me. If you can come on to them there, great. If not, give it a read while you're listening to me as well. It's part of the experience. Really is a fantastic community. Manchester United fans saying it here, saying it how it is, and having their voice heard. In fact, tomorrow night, talking of that, tomorrow night 8 o'clock is another Skype show, so Skype in tomorrow night and have your say. I'm sure transfers will feature, they always do, but will we be talking about... It's interesting because people will say that the pre-season games don't matter, and I did say that at the start. It really is about building your fitness. It's about individual performances and getting an idea about what sort of people are like. But it's interesting on this tour how much we have actually spoken about tactics. So the result might not matter, but the performance and the way we play has been quite prominent. When you think about the LA Galaxy game where we played that 3-5-2, LA Galaxy aren't a very good side, but that formation and movement of the ball 3-5-2 really was quite exciting. Real Salt Lake, disappointing performance as a 4-4-2 and a disappointing performance. Manchester City, first half, we played with Mkhitaryan off the striker, a bit of a 4-4-2, but Mkhitaryan off the striker. That worked really well, really well. Second half, we had Carrick and Fellaini on. Midfield became very slow and static, and that was replicated against Real Madrid at the weekend, where we just weren't supplying the ball to our forwards. So what will we come out of tonight's game? What will you be discussing on Skype Goldbridge tomorrow? Because I nearly swore there, which I don't like doing, but guarantee we will be talking about something in relation to the way United play tonight. We'll either be saying that formation worked really well, we moved the ball really well, or we'll be going, you know, we're too slow, we're too static, we're too easy. You know, it's going to be interesting in that sense. VK Dean says, why does Lingard keep starting over Martial? Bodes badly for the season. I'm going to jump in there and say, look, I'd normally be spot on behind you on that, but Martial did play 90 minutes against Real Madrid, so I don't think he would have been starting. Neymar to PSG is apparently a done deal. To me, in many ways, that's the end of his career going there, because he's in his mid-20s. And I mean, it's a pub league. I don't think PSG will ever win the Champions League, so it's just going for money, isn't it? It's sad what football's become, really. But few people asking about United Stand t-shirts modelled by me. The link is in the video description. They are sold through Amazon now. If you are from the UK or you're from the USA, there are 2 links for you there. Yeah, we've got 5 different colours. You can get United Stand t-shirts through the video link description, for those who are asking. Who do you think is the hardest Champions League group we could get? Says It's Ollie. Oh God, you know what, Ollie? I appreciate the question, but it's way down. It's a nice to discuss, but a not need to discuss for me at the moment. I'm more concerned about the Premier League's where it's at for me, Ollie, to be honest. It really is. I'm more focused on the Premier League because I want us to be competitive in the Champions League, but the Premier League is our bread and butter, and this is the season where we're meant to challenge for the Premier League. And at the moment, I'm not so sure. My prediction is we'll win the league, but we're going to pick this up on probably be on Friday night, because I was going to do it tomorrow, but it's a Skype show tomorrow. But I've got a lot of things planned for that, and you know, my head is saying we're not going to win the league next year. We're not. I think we've got some fantastic players, but I just think we haven't got the depth, and he hasn't been supported. But my heart is saying we're going to win the league, because Mourinho always wins the league in his first 2 years everywhere he's been, and he's been at about 5 or 6 clubs. So we'll discuss it later, but the Premier League's where it's at for me. It really is. Neymar is starting, Messi is starting, Suarez is starting. Jan Al, I've just got to pull you up on this, Jan Al. Mark, you don't know Emil Forsberg yet, have an opinion, and now these people here are repeating it. I mean, where do these people come from that they assume that people that are faceless on a live comments box, and me sat here who you don't know, unless you know it's my mum and she's too busy, You're telling me I don't know who Emil Forsberg is? He plays for RP Leipzig. I've watched them play about 4 or 5 times last season. I imagine most people have watched them because they were the breakout team from Germany last year. I don't know loads about him, but I have seen him play. He strikes me as the sort of player that Everton would sign, and I don't think we're in for him because I think he's too much of a risk. And if we were in for him, I think we'd be in for better players than him. I don't think Mourinho wants to sign that sort of player. Perisic isn't one of the best wingers in world football. He's never played for a top side. Inter Milan, Wolfsburg, Dortmund. They're decent sides, but they're not the creme de la creme. He's never got close to that until now at Manchester United. And the only reason he's coming to Manchester United is because he's a decent, consistent winger who is experienced. That's why Mourinho wants him. There are better wingers out there, but they're all a lot younger. And he's got young players. He wants an experienced player. So I don't think we're in for Forsberg at all. I really don't. Lukaku has to show people he is world class. So can he show us he can score goals for us in the Champions League, says Nigel Mazang. It's a big season for Lukaku. It's a big season for many Manchester United players. But I have to just say this, that I'm very excited about Manchester United. I worry about the midfield behind Pogba and Herrera. We've seen it too many times with Carrick, with Fellaini, that they don't move the ball quick enough. And we've got to move the ball quick from the defence to the attack, because that's where we'll hurt teams. Rashford, Lukaku, Mkhitaryan, Martial, they are at their best when they've got the ball in front of them and they're running at a retreating defence. Too many times last season, and we've seen it on this tour, Martial, Rashford, Lukaku, if they do get the ball, if it does make it that far, because it hasn't in some games, they're getting it and there's 2 or 3 players near them, they've got their back to goal and it's slow. The most important thing for United is that we need to get a midfielder who can, a centre defensive midfielder, let's be more specific, who can move the ball from the back to the front quick, or move the ball quick to Pogba or Herrera, because they can do that. If we sort that out, I'd feel a hell of a lot better. I'm not convinced Matic can do it, but maybe he can. If we sort that out, I'll be more confident. My second fear is depth. I wonder what happens to United if Lukaku gets injured. We're basically back where we were for the last few weeks of last season with just Rashford or Martial. And have they progressed so much over the summer? I'm not so sure. There were doubts about them and they are still growing. Wide, we just don't have any wide men. And the midfield, if something happens to Pogba or something happens to Herrera like tonight, we're suddenly very thin in the ground again. So I think Mourinho must have said, look, I want another striker, I want a wide man, I want 2 midfielders, I wouldn't mind a left back, and you've got me a centre back. And he's not going to get anywhere near that. So that's my concern. But the positive side of it is, if everyone stayed fully fit and match fit, you've got Martial, you've got Pogba, you've got Rashford, you've got Lukaku, you've got Pereira, you've got Herrera. We've got some really, really good attacking, Mkhitaryan, you've got some really good attacking talent at Manchester United. And we just need to utilise it and protect it. And protect it by bringing in a couple more to sort of share the load, and utilise it by getting the ball to them quick. I think so many times Martial last season was getting the ball with 4 or 5 players behind him, around him, and that's difficult for anybody. You get the ball to Martial where he can expose his one-on-one with his fullback, then that's when it's happy days for United. So yeah. Oliver Carter, chill out, mate. It's busy on a watch along. Just because you put a super chat up doesn't mean I have to read it out mid-sentence. You've got to sort of chill out and understand what the United Stand live shows are about, especially the watch along. It's fast paced, but I'll never miss a super chat because there's something I can go into right now which will list them all for me. So it might have gone off your screen, but I could go and have a look. Dan Price has made a contribution. He says there's £2 for a Red Bull. Thanks, Dan. No, Ngozi Daniel says, could you answer my earlier question about Verratti? I thought I already had, but I'll go back and do that for you. Oliver Carter, here he is. Thanks for the contribution, Oliver. He says, do you think United will spend big on someone? I'll come back to that. Johnny Brooks, hi Mark. He's done the spot of cash. Oh, Oliver Carter, I now know what you're on about. He says, do you think United will sign a big player, Owen Mason? Right, okay. Do I think Manchester United will sign a big player? Manchester United can do anything. I've always said that. Manchester United can do anything. It would not surprise me if we signed Neymar. It would not surprise me if we signed Bale. I don't think we will, but Manchester United can do anything. We signed Pogba last year. We were capable of doing it. I don't feel that it's likely. I'd love to be proved wrong. I think it's going to be Matic and Perisic. I have no reason other than a guess to say that, but I just think it will be, and that is what I'm expecting from the summer. As I said earlier on tonight, when I came into when we got into the Champions League in late May, it sounds ridiculous. I sound like such a deluded Liverpool fan to say this now, but I guarantee every United fan thought this at the end of May when we got in the Europa League. I thought it was really realistic that we were going to sign Griezmann, Fabinho, Nainggolan, Aubameyang. I thought that those sort of players were well and truly on our list and realistic that we would sign them. To now maybe be at the end of August with Lindelof, Lukaku, Matic and Perisic, it's a massive disappointment to what I thought it was going to be. That's being totally honest, but it is what it is. I won't be throwing my toys out of the pram. You've got to get on with it, and it could win as the title. It could win as the title. My main query about it is I don't believe those players were anywhere near the top of Mourinho's list. I cannot believe that Matic was top of his list. I think it was more third, maybe fourth on his list. Perisic maybe was top of the list because of his experience, but I doubt it. We know Lukaku wasn't top of the list. Morata was. But we've got to crack on with it. We've got to crack on with it. And I think we will be more competitive. I just worry about injuries at United. Mourinho came in a year ago and said, there won't be so many. United have got a terrible injury record. They won't have so many injuries under me. And we did. So even Mourinho's not been able to stop it. And Nosey Daniel, I want to answer your question. Nihal Muller says Matic did well. Would Kante? Why can't he do well with Herrera? Good point. Good point. I'm not going to. Yeah, good point. You know, a lot of people would say Kante is way better than Herrera. I'm one of those who doesn't actually believe that. And Ngozi wants me to talk about Verratti. I don't know what your previous question was, Ngozi, but thanks for the contribution. If you want me to talk about Verratti, I think it might have been the comment about Makelele, which I did actually answer at the time, but he basically said that Makelele was quite small, so why wouldn't he sign Verratti? Verratti would be very expensive. Verratti would get me very excited. He is 5'5". I don't know. I suppose I just don't think we're in for Verratti, and I don't think. I suppose I'd say what I said earlier. Why was Fellaini picked so many games last year? I mean, it's a real baffler for me. But the only reason I think Fellaini plays so many games under Mourinho is because Mourinho likes his height. So he played a lot of midfield threes last season with Pogba, Herrera and Fellaini in it because he liked height of Fellaini. Why would he then go and buy somebody like Verratti who's a foot smaller at 5'5"? He could do it. I just don't think he will. Okay. Why do we want to sign other team rejects? Says Alex Arana. Well, I've said that a couple of times about Matic. I haven't mentioned it for a while because people get annoyed, but regardless of what I think about Matic, the fact that Chelsea are desperate to sell him and that makes him a cast-off of Chelsea and we're their cap in hand, it doesn't sit right with me, but some people are quite happy about it. We've hit 1,000 likes. Thanks for everybody who's dropped a like on the video. That's fantastic. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff, and if you are new to the United Stand, make sure you drop a subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Fantastic community. I'm sure you'll agree with all the live comments and all the interaction. Really do enjoy it. And we're live every night. It's normally 8:30, but I've been doing them at 8 o'clock, mainly because of games or other things going on. We will go back to the 8:30 slot at some point, but it's been pretty much 8 o'clock for the last couple of weeks. 8 o'clock we're live every night. Every morning at 7 AM we put up a transfer show. We've been doing that from May, and we react to any United news. So we're very interactive, but it is a fan channel run by the fans, for the fans. Got some really exciting news coming up actually in the next couple of weeks, and I do want to involve you and give you an opportunity to do it. It probably won't. It's quite specific, but it's just another indication of where this channel is hopefully going. And how we will never ever move away from what we do. We get offers now. We never got it at the start. I always said at the start, I don't want journalists or ex-players on because they all want paying, and there's enough of that on the telly. All I'm interested in is fan opinion. But when you start getting people asking if they can come on who are ex-players and journalists, that is when the proof is in the pudding. And that's why we do Skype Goldbridge twice a week, because it's your show and you call in. That's why we do the interactive Q&A on a Saturday night, because it's your show. And yeah, I suppose it's quite liberating, isn't it, that we are a fan channel and we're adamant about that. And over the last 6 months, we have been saying no to ex-players and journalists who want to come on. I often wonder if we said yes, if they would then ask for money, because then it would be no for sure. But we don't need to do that. Football's for the fans, and that's what this channel was all about. There are lots of other great outlets who will provide you with, I'm a big fan of Sunday Supplement, although some of them talk nonsense, and obviously the mainstream stuff where you can listen to what players have got to say. But we always wanted to do it this way, and it works well, and we will never move away from it being a fan content channel. So if that rocks your boat, if you enjoy that, then subscribe and get involved, and don't forget to call in and everything and get commenting. It's not just the live comments. Some people watch the videos back not live, and some of the stuff I was reading about the video I did earlier, I've had to delete it. It was getting very abusive, but it's some good stuff going on. Can you get a United Stand t-shirt in New Zealand, says Isaac Chapman. Well, the link's in the video description. You can get 5 different colours, but we've only got America and UK links because it's done through Amazon, which is obviously a credible company. They do the t-shirts for us. Look, is there a way that you can buy something from Amazon through the UK and America and then get it shipped to New Zealand? I don't know. There must be ways that you can do it. But at the moment, we haven't got individual links for anybody other than UK and USA. And I need to go back to them. I did speak to them 2 weeks ago. That reminds me, we're fast approaching kickoff, which is exciting. Let's just remind everybody, because this is the first United shirt. This is pretty much going to be the last time. We'll do it again at half time. And then the second half, it's a different way of winning a United shirt. So let's get it up. So there's a link in the video description to Spotto Cash. Let me go back to the home page. This is how you can win one of our Manchester United shirts tonight. And if you do win, you can pick whichever one you want, home, away, or this third kit they'll be showing tonight. So Spotto Cash is basically a spot the ball game where you can win £10,000 in cash. All you've got to do to go in the draw to win a Manchester United shirt with us tonight is click on the link, sign yourself up for Spotto Cash, play one game, which is £2 in, play to win £10,000. 1, spot the ball if you don't know how it works. There is no ball there. 2, 3, enter, check out, and that automatically puts you in the draw to win a Manchester United shirt through us. We will be picking one of the people who have registered tonight and played a game, and announcing you as one of our United Stand, not United Stand t-shirts, Manchester United official shirts we will be giving away. So that's how you enter if you are interested in doing it that way. We've got another way you can enter in the second half, which doesn't involve signing up for anything, but double your odds. I mean, only 10 people might sign up. You've got a 1 in 10 chance of doing it. So thanks everybody who gets involved in that. And kickoff is getting very, very close. It's getting very close. I tell you what, we always go live an hour before. If you're new, you won't know this. So watch-alongs, every Manchester United game, we're live an hour before kickoff when the team news comes in, and we stay live right the way through till full time. Obviously, we're an independent fan channel. We don't have billions to get TV rights, so we can't show you the game. If we showed you the game, I know some people do it, but they won't be around for long. They'll get shut down eventually because it's illegal. So we don't do that. We want to be around for a long time, so we can't show you the games. But what we do is we'll put the timer up when the game starts where we're watching it. You can sync in with us, and what a lot of people do is, however they're watching it, or if you're not watching it, we'll keep you up to date. But if you are watching it, a lot of people will mute the boring commentary you get on there, sync in with us, and then instead of watching it on your own, you've got a few thousand United fans and me talking about it, interacting, and it gets quite fun when there's been a goal or anything like that. Yeah, that's how the watch along works. Anthony McCarty says, Mark, new subscriber, do you think Mourinho, after saying you would have bought Renato Sanchez last year if he was in charge on time, will he be in for him now that he's quite obviously up for sale? That's what I thought, but a lot can change in a year. A lot can change in a year. Kev Muller says, love the show. Well, actually, we're getting to that point of the show where I say I love all you lot, which is true. I think you're fantastic. But this is one of my favourite bits of the watch along as well. And if you're new, get involved. If you can, if you are able to type. So, look, the US tour has been fantastic. And one thing it has been to the UK fans who have been with me is getting up for 3 a.m. kickoffs, midnight tonight. There's a lot of global fans who do this all through the season. They don't have the luxury of the UK where it's a 3 o'clock, a 4 o'clock, or a 7:45 kickoff. You know, all pretty doable. So we've had a glimpse of it this last couple of weeks. I did it 2 years ago as well. I wouldn't say I've enjoyed going to work, my normal job, with after a couple of hours sleep, but it's an experience, and a lot of you lot do it all the time. And I've always said that the Manchester United's about the global support, and this channel certainly is. It's an all-inclusive channel. Everybody who's a United fan is part of the family wherever you live. Anyway, in a long-winded way, get commenting, tell us where you're watching from, and if you want to put what time it is where you're watching as well. We normally do that when it's a Premier League game because I'm just nosy, but I've got no concept of what time it is for you lot at the moment because it's midnight here. We're 4 minutes to kick off. You're right. We don't want my voice to go. We don't want my voice to go. That would be tragic. 3 years I've been doing this and I've never lost my voice. There was one game I did with Zara probably about 2 years ago where I had a very bad sore throat, but I was able to soldier through. Imagine that. Imagine if Goldbridge loses his voice. So we got a lot of people joining in, and at this point I've just remembered in my ignorance I have got Lorenzo joining me for the game as well, which is sometimes helpful for me because I have lots and lots of things I have to do whilst we're also live. The teams are just about to come out. Mourinho's just given Neymar a hug. There is absolutely no way we are signing Neymar, by the way. It's not that kind of a hug. It was more like a bit of respect. Same with Pogba and Neymar. They're having a little bit of a chat, but it's not the sort of I'm coming to United chat. I wish it was. I wish it was, but it's not. Okay, what were we going to do? Yeah, we were going to... first of all, let me get Lorenzo on. Lorenzo, are you there?
Hi, Mark, you're right.
Hi, right, pal. I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm just going to read out a few of where people are because it's all culminating at the same time as per usual.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so... super chat. Cobb Ross Atkins says, could be worse. Conte just admitted they went for Walker and Danilo and lost both to City. Let's take that into account when slating Ed. Could be worse. I wasn't aware of that, Cobb, so thanks for that. So we've got Runcorn, Wisconsin. It's 6:30 a.m. in Wisconsin, or it might be at night. Spain, Banbridge in Northern Ireland, Harrogate, Perisic. No, that's not a place. That's do we need to sign Perisic. Malahide, Tuskin O'Sullivan. Shout out to Malahide. Lived there for 3 years. Norway. It's a bloody kit clash. It is a bit of a kit clash actually. Marlo Fellini says. China, Nepal, Jamaica, Angola, Wigan, USA, Aberdeen, London Town, Estonia, Malta. It's 2:30 in Estonia. How does that work? Oh, it'll be in the morning. Yeah. Malta. It's 1:28 a.m. It's a bit like the Eurovision. This I like going around all the countries. Stratford, Lincoln, Lithuania, Galway Islands, Bosnia, Crewe, Sweden, Reading, Wisconsin, Dublin, Lucan in Dublin, Russia. Bale's better than Neymar. Suarez gum shield. Yeah, hopefully someone's going to knock him out. India. There's just loads going through now anyway. Yeah, it's probably not going to be a bang on half past midnight kickoff. It never has been on the US tour. But welcome to the show, Lorenzo. You were here for the City game, weren't you, last?
Yeah, for the City game.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am. They're putting a strong side out, so I think it's going to be a good test.
It is a very strong side. I just hope they don't do what Real Madrid did, and like we get a strong team from them for 45 minutes, and then the second half it's just lackluster. Yeah. I'm hoping they're going to play them for a good hour. I don't expect them all to play 90 minutes, but I really want United to get tested. If I'm honest, I know some people are feeling, oh, we're going to get stuffed. I don't know what you think.
I'm not too sure, to be honest, 'cause it's their second game of pre-season, isn't it? They're not as prepared as we are, but as you say, it's a very strong side, you know. Messi, Suarez, Neymar, it's dangerous, and we've not got Bailly, which I'm quite worried about, but I think it is a good test. I'm hoping we can win. I think we could pull it out, but only by 1 or 2 goals. I don't think it'll be a massive scorer.
Yeah, I've got just trying out the timer there, so as soon as that kicks in, I will let you know. Looks like United are playing a 4-5-1 with Mkhitaryan in behind Lukaku, Rashford on the right, Lingard on the left, Carrick and Pogba as the midfield too. As I was saying before, 2 big positions I'm looking at tonight are Lindelof. How's he going to do? He's had a bit of a shaky start at United. It's early days, there's no reason to be worried about him, but a big test tonight, and hopefully he can build. You know, if he has a good performance tonight, everyone will be saying he's a good player again. So I hope that happens. Mkhitaryan, I'd say that would have had a below average season last year. Some good moments, but he's got the opportunity again to play in that number 10 position. You know, Rooney leaving leaves a big hole in the team where Mkhitaryan could just step in there and show us what he's really all about, because I remember what he was like at Dortmund, and he's a lot better than he was at United last season. So that's a big opportunity for him against a decent side. And also Carrick. I think if we're signing Matic, Carrick is a good indicator tonight of where Matic will play and how it might fit into the team. So that's worth having a look. What about you, Lorenzo? Any particular areas you'll be looking at tonight you're excited about in relation to United, or concerned about, or wanting to see how they do?
A little bit about Lingard. I'm quite on and off with Jesse Lingard. He's a good squad player, like you say. I'm really worried the fact that he's playing. This looks like one of our strongest sides, and Martial isn't in it, and Lingard isn't. That is worrying. So I'm a bit concerned about that. I'm interested to look at Lindelof like you. I back Mourinho. Mourinho is the king of choosing defenders. I'm backing him the whole way. He's not had a great pre-season, but he's just come back from his holiday. I'm going to start rating him in the season. Other areas, like you said, Carrick, I think that'll be interesting. We said it in the City game. He slowed the game down on the transition, which wasn't great, but I love Carrick. He's one of our best players. Well, he has been for the last few seasons, so I'm interested to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest, Carrick's one of my favourite players, but I don't really think he offers us that much anymore, and I think it's going to have to be a cameo. But I do agree with us keeping him, because with Rooney going, he's a link to the past, and he's a big influencer on the dressing room. So, but it'd be interesting to see tonight. Carrick hasn't played well on this tour. It'd be interesting to see what he can do tonight, because Barcelona like to pass the ball. They're all pretty small. They're all pretty quick. We'll get a good indicator of Carrick as to whether he's still able to influence a game at the top level.
Yeah, we'll see what he's up to, because this will be a faster pace for him than he'll be used to so far, because the other teams have been, not the greatest sides, or just started their pre-season. So yeah, this will be a really good test, because with this past team like Barcelona,
I'll tell you what though, I agree with a lot of what people are saying on the live comments. It is kicked off, so I've started the timer, but the kit clash isn't the best. Somebody should be in a darker colour here. I mean, Barcelona have got a dark home kit. We've got a dark home kit. Somebody should be in their home kit. It's silly, really. It's not Barcelona. It's not Barcelona United. In these silly kits, but they're still the right players. I don't know whether it's my screen, but the United kit looks pink.
It does look a bit pink to me, to be honest.
Yeah, I know it isn't. It's grey, isn't it? But,
yeah, it's great. I'm not the biggest fan. I liked it when it got leaked. It looked quite bold, but they didn't like dot work. I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest.
It's designed by a fan, though, isn't it?
Yes, that's quite nice, I guess.
But yeah, we're a minute in. Isaiah D says that Messi and Neymar are taking it to us already. The one thing about Barcelona is it's what we put into it, really, as United, because it's a good warm-up game for us, because Barcelona can't help but press, and they have got quick players who move the ball around very well. So for a pre-season game, it's perfect.
Yeah, it is. I'm really interested to see how this game goes, to be honest, because even though it is their second pre-season game, it's going to be a real test for us, like we've said before. And yeah, they'll press us, and they'll make the players work hard. So yeah, and I really hope, like you said, they don't change it after 45, because that'll just be boring for everyone, really. We won't get to see much of the players.
Well, at the moment, it's all Barcelona as you would expect, but it's all pretty much around the centre circle. Although two quick passes and they can do it. Somebody just said on the live comments, do you think it'll be end to end, or do you think United will sit deep? I think it depends how it starts. I mean, we've got the ball out from the midfield quick here. Rashford cross. Lukaku should have scored. He should have scored.
He should have scored there.
Rashford puts a cross in, and there you go. Big chance for Lukaku, and he misses it, which is something I used to say before he signed for United. But Rashford gets in. It's a very good cross. He's got to put that away for me, Lorenzo. I don't know about you.
Yeah, he should be putting that away, but maybe it's still a bit nerves. You know, he's at the biggest club in the world. Maybe he's still a bit nervous. So I'll let him off for now. But yeah, he needs to work on that for the season because he spent £75 million on him.
There'll be Chelsea fans, City fans, Liverpool fans. They'll be making their gifts as we sit here watching it.
Yeah, I bet I'll see that 100 times tomorrow. Well, you know what? If they want to stay up and watch United, that's fine with me.
Exactly. I'll tell you what. It doesn't matter what time City play. I'll be catching Zeds. So yeah, good chance from United there. Barcelona just had a shot at the other end, so quite open. Neymar with the shot there. I'm like you. I'm very. I've been on about it since we were live an hour ago, talking about the team news and United. And this is the game of the tour for me, for many reasons. One, because it's not Barcelona's first game. So City and Real Madrid, it was their first game, and I think they were rusty. Two, because we've been training for well over 2 weeks now. It's our 5th pre-season game, so you can't have that excuse of lack of match fitness and sharpness on the ball. That should be starting to come now. And Barcelona are Barcelona. Whether it doesn't matter really how match fit they are. They'll play a certain way, and it's football, isn't it? It's a purist way of playing football. Fall on the ground, move the ball quickly. It'll be a challenge, and I think that's what we want as United fans.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them challenge us. Like you said, it is a game of the tour because they're a higher standard team than Real Salt Lake, LA Galaxy, City, and even Real Madrid. I know they won the Champions League, but Barcelona have just got that quality about them. I like with MS said, I much prefer that to Bale, Benzema, and Ronaldo. Even though I love Ronaldo more than Messi, but yeah, it is going to be really interesting to see how it pans out.
A lot of people saying as the game started, you should be able to see the score on to the left of me. It's 0-0 at the moment, and beneath that is the timer, which is we're just coming up to 4.5 minutes in. If you're new to the United Stand, make sure you drop a subscribe. Bottom right hand corner is the hologram there. The United Stand is Manchester United's biggest independent fan channel. It's made for the fans, by the fans. We're live every night at 8 AM. There's a transfer show every morning through the summer, and we react to any United news. But we are live for every Manchester United game. We go live every game an hour before with the team news, talking through till the game kicks off, and then we do this. It's a watch along. We cannot, as a Manchester United fan channel, without billions and billions of budget, show you Manchester United playing a game. We'd love to, but we can't. We'd be shut down. I know people do it, but they won't last very long. So what we do is something a bit of a unique experience, really. Whether you're watching it or not, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on. But a lot of people will watch it, turn the commentary off, and then put us on as well and interact with United fans around the world rather than watch it on your own. So a lot of people enjoy it, don't knock it, but we can't show you the game. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. Good chance here for Messi, straight at De Gea, and he holds on to it. So 2 chances already for Barcelona in the first 5 minutes. But still, Lukaku's chance was the best. Cross from Rashford, coming across him fast, but he's still 6 yards out, and he blasts it over the bar. Probably needs to be putting. He needs to be putting them away. He has been putting them away.
Yeah, he has been so far in the tour. He's been good. I've been impressed with him so far. Some people have been giving him stick, but I'm happy with him so far. I'm hoping he can keep it up, really. But just touching on what you were saying before about the watch along and stuff, I really like that. Just turning off the commentary is quite boring, and listening to you, and then interacting with the fans because everyone's got different opinions. It's quite refreshing, really. Have ones other than your own.
The games certainly fly by. I think when you're watching it on your own, it can, there can be boring moments, but it is interesting reading what everybody's got to say. Adrian Gannon says that Carrick's slower than Molasses, and I don't know whether we've got moderators on tonight, but I'm having to.
I think there's 2 on, maybe.
Yes, there is. I've just seen Ed there. Sorry, I'm doing his job for him. It's in De Gea's hands at the moment. Barca looking very dangerous, says James Cooper. Look, they're going to. They're going to look dangerous, aren't they? They're a fantastic team, that front three. But the positives for Manchester United is the likes of Lindelof in a game like this. You really want to see what he can do. And was talking before Lorenzo came on about what United need to improve. And it's that ability to move the ball from the back to the front quickly. And one thing that Lindelof can do is he's very good on the ball. I've just seen a couple of passes from him there. He's, you know, without looking, little pass to Smalling. A 10-yard pass into the midfield, that is something that he is very good at. He's just got to get his confidence levels up, and that will come. It's only pre-season.
Yeah, definitely. When we first got linked to him, I watched, obviously, YouTube videos of him. I wasn't going to rate him off that, but I did see that he was very good on the ball. He was very good at passing it out. And that's what we need, because we mentioned it the other day, we need to be better on the transition, because that's why United was so boring and so static last season. But if we can adjust that, you know, we've got a good chance at breaking down teams.
Somebody just said that we're 2 minutes behind. I doubt we are 2 minutes behind, but if we are, we're watching it on MUTV. We're paying money into the club to watch this, so MUTV. I actually do get MUTV on my desktop, so let me just see where the desktop version is, because that's always behind. Because if it's quicker, I'll go to that one.
I don't think we're 2 minutes behind. I'm not sure about that.
The game will have kicked off later for a start anyway.
Yeah.
So Barcelona at the moment.
Yeah, it is. They're keeping the ball very well. I expected them to be honest there.
I've heard that before. Trading cards and more, saying Lindelof could make a good centre defensive midfielder. I'm not so sure about that, to be honest. I don't think that's what. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but I don't think that's the purpose of what he's been bought for.
Yeah, I don't think it's what he's been born for. He could actually adapt, though. That's a good shout, to be fair.
I'm just realising people are saying that we're 30 seconds behind. You do realise that when we're streaming off YouTube, it's not second for second. YouTube will add in a delay anyway. So 30 or 40 seconds is probably just from YouTube. Every YouTube live stream is never second for second. It's always 30, anywhere between 10 and a minute behind. But United not really doing a hell of a lot in an attacking sense at the moment.
No, it's quite quiet. Like you said, it's all Barcelona.
Carrick's just chucked a tackle in on Neymar. He's gone down a bit, but he did get the ball, Carrick.
Yeah, I saw Neymar and Mourinho getting quite friendly before the game. Hopefully, that didn't work.
I don't think it looks like that sort of friendly though. I don't know what you thought. It looked like a bit of more of a respect hello, because then he was talking to Pogba as well. It didn't look like they'd been in discussions about any signing. It looked like they actually hadn't spoke to each other in a couple of years. But I can't believe that with Neymar. I mean, it seems weird that he's playing. Then again, I suppose Perisic is doing it for Inter, isn't it? It just feels weird that people are playing pre-season games, but then they're probably going to leave.
Yeah, it does seem weird because they're going to have to either leave the pre-season, but I really think we should go in for him. Like I said, I thought Woodward would be all over that because the marketing and like the global name, it'd be everywhere. We make so much money off it. We make the money back very quickly, so I'm surprised really. But I think he might stay actually at Barcelona. I'm not sure he'll leave to PSG.
Good little bit of play from United there. Got it out wide to Blind, but then Barcelona cleared it. But we actually had a bit of build-up play, which was nice. But Barcelona back on the ball again. 10 minutes has flown by, but it's we are playing Barcelona at the end of the day. You'd expect them to have a lot of the ball, but we've not been embarrassed.
Yeah, nothing too bad so far, but I'm hoping we can get a result out of them. We need to test them as much as they're going to test us, really, because they're a quality side. So, yeah, like you said, I think this is definitely going to be the most interesting game of the tour in terms of the progression of the team.
Chad Sproul says scored prediction. We haven't done that. I actually think Barcelona... It depends, doesn't it? If Barcelona take all their players off at half-time, then you can't really give a score prediction. But I think we'll do well to win this half because, you look at the quality of Barcelona. But then again, I suppose you could say, in relation to this starting a lineup for United, how far off is it off our first team, Lorenzo? Because really, yeah, we want a centre defensive midfielder, and Herrera would come in.
Besides that, I'd only be Martial, really. The only other player I would say.
Yeah, and it's debatable whether he would play Martial.
Even it would be, yeah.
I think he likes Lingard. Oh, and obviously Bay would be centre back. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
and is he playing Rashford on the right wing?
Yeah, Rashford's on the right.
Yes, I'm not a fan of that.
And Lingard's on the left, which again, I'm not a fan of Lingard on the left. But good little bit of play here for Barcelona. Into Messi, yeah. He's running towards the edge of the box, shoots, hits it very well. But I think De Gea might have had it covered, but it's just gone wide. But nobody near. Well, 5 players near Messi, but nobody there to stop the shot getting in.
Yeah, I'm glad he's trying to get his hair back to the brown because it looked ridiculous before. That's not got much to do with the game, but it's a little point.
Oh, he's gone back to brown instead of the blonde, yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer Ronaldo anyway. That'll cause uproar.
Yeah, no, I've always been pro Ronaldo. When he left, I actually cried. It's a bit embarrassing, but I did actually cry. But I've always loved Ronaldo, and I feel like Messi was just born with the gift, and Ronaldo genuinely worked for it, and it's paid off. He's a fantastic player.
I think the thing about Messi as well is good shot from Lukaku on the turn. I mean, that was nice. Accurate, and it was from the edge. It was from quite far out of the box. Just a ball into him, nice little turn, gets a shot away. Got a lovely left foot, Lukaku, when he makes a connection. But yeah, just going back to Messi there. My big disappointment with Messi is he's obviously a God-given talent, but it's all been spent at Barcelona. And some people would say, well, where else is there to go? But Maradona, he was at Barcelona, he was at Napoli. You know, he did it in more than one club. Ronaldo has done it in England. He's done it in. Obviously, he's done it in Spain. He's won things with Portugal, who are far inferior to Argentina. I just think Messi. It's a bit. He's not like Pep because Messi genuinely is a God-given talented footballer. I just wish he'd gone and done it somewhere else just to sort of confirm that, because he struggles in an Argentina team that's full of talent, and it can always be levelled with him at Barcelona that he, it's a bit like Pep when he won things at Barcelona. Well, I think most managers would win things at Barcelona when he's got like Xavi and Iniesta in their prime, Messi, some fantastic players.
And win the Champions League with that team.
Yeah. So, and that can sort of be levelled at Messi in a way that, he's always surrounded himself with amazingly talented players. Whereas Ronaldo, not so much. The United team was good, but it wasn't on a par with the players
level
that Barcelona had. But he is a fantastic player, Messi. But I just always feel that lovely shot from Pogba there on the turn again, a bit like Lukaku, but much further out. Good 30 yards out. It's bouncing. He hits it, and keeper can only palm it away. But it's lovely by Pogba, and it just shows that technique that we saw a lot at Juventus. He can score amazing goals from distance. He's just not managed to quite do it for United yet. But that was a cracking shot by Pogba.
Yeah, first time on the right foot. That was very nice. But yeah, I always wish Messi had come to the Premier League just to see if he could have done it. And he's a great footballer, but if I had Iniesta and Xavi playing it for me, and having that, even now Neymar and Suarez next to him, he's a fantastic player, but he's still not got a lot to do. And he's playing in a league where he's only got 3, 4, 5 big games a season, really. The rest, like, stroll.
There was a shot from Lingard there, but it went wide. Ow! Big ground this is, but it doesn't look full. I don't know, anybody can give us an update on that?
Yeah, it does look like quite a big ground. It's a lot of red, but I guess that could be Barcelona as well. But it's been amazing to see the American following. I knew it was big, but I've seen some fans posting stuff on Twitter and stuff, and it just looks mad. The support they have over there, which is good though. That's what it's about, the global brand.
Afan Greywell has made a contribution. He says Ronaldo did it without steroids. I don't know. I genuinely don't know what that's all about. I don't follow. Oh, was that Lingard again shooting? Gone for a corner.
Yeah, was it Lingard? Yeah, I think it might have been.
I think United in the last couple of minutes have probably levelled up with Barcelona for chances. Yeah. We've had a good few chances here, and
we've come into it a bit more, which is good. No woken up.
We're holding our own mark, says Carl Watkins. I was just about to say that. We definitely are. Oh, into
I've
the
been
box.
impressed with Valencia this tour,
Oh, lovely
except the
play
red
by
card.
Rashford. And a good save. Good keeper.
Yeah,
Rashford
Silason's
there.
a great keeper.
Skills. Went past 2 players into the box and smacked it at the keeper from about 6 yards away. But it was a lovely little dink. And strength again. Suarez bottled it and smacked it at the keeper. A good save.
He was unlucky with the angle he was at, but he's always been very skillful. I remember he did it against Chelsea last season. You were there. You'd probably seen it. I think it was probably in front of where you were sat. And he just sent 2 of the defenders. He sent them for a hot dog, and then he was so unlucky with his shot. It was just kind of a tight angle to the near post, but he played very well that game. Andreas Pereira is on the bench, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I was hoping he'd start. Oh well.
Yeah, I was saying before the game, I'm a bit worried about Pereira. I just don't know. I don't think he'll go out on loan, but I just wonder how many minutes he'll get. And having spent a whole season playing regularly, he needs to play regularly.
Yeah, he said he's not looking for the loan, but I think even though he said that he wants to fight, I love that attitude. But if he's not going to play, he needs to go for his development, because I don't want him to stagnate almost. Like, I'm not going to say Fossey Mensah. Well, Fossey Mensah is a good example because he barely played last season. He should have gone on loan. But I really don't want that to happen to Pereira, because he's got bags of potential. So I think if Mourinho's not going to play, we need to tell him sooner rather than later and get him a loan sorted out, and this time preferably in the Premier League.
Kieran Burns just said that Lingard's been very impressive again. I wouldn't disagree. At some point, we'll have to sort of really analyse Lingard and see how good he really is, because I think at the moment, I think it's fitness levels. I think his fitness levels are way ahead of everybody else's, and I think that's because he's a lean machine. Or another interpretation, he's skinny, so he wouldn't lose fitness like most players would during the summer. But he's definitely sharper than everybody else. He looks a lot. My concern is he looks very quick, and he isn't. He is quick, but he's not super quick. But compared to everybody else, he looks lightning fast, and there's no way he's found 2 yards over the summer. So we'll have to keep a watching brief on Lingard. And my theory at the moment is he's playing well, but I think a lot of it's to do with his fitness levels are better than everybody else's. But might be proved wrong. We'll wait and see.
Yeah, I hope he does do well this season. I really would like him to prove a lot of people wrong. That'd be really good for him, because he does love the club, and if he can find a place in the squad that he can be utilised well, there's no reason he shouldn't play, because he's clearly been working hard this summer. So he deserves a chance this pre-season. So I'm happy he's got it, to be honest.
Somebody Jay Hart's just called Lingard the English Thomas Muller, unpredictable joker. You know what? It's interesting, isn't it? Because I don't watch a hell of a lot of Bundesliga compared to the Premier League, and I certainly don't watch Bayern Munich enough to know that Muller is a bit like Lingard, because Thomas Muller to me is a top player. But I suppose if you're a Bayern Munich fan, you get to watch him week in, week out. Maybe he's quite inconsistent. I don't know.
I'm not sure. He seems to have gone out of favour there. I thought he was looking for a move, but apparently not. But he played very well against Chelsea the other day.
Nathan Brown says, I like Lingard. A cracking game, says Hursty MUF's A85. You know what, Hursty, you're spot on. It has been a really good game. It really has. It's been a lot of chances in the first 20 minutes. A lot of movement, but Barcelona, and whether it's pre-season or not, they're not a sit back and defend sort of side. And in fairness to United, we haven't been either.
Yeah, no, it has been a good game so far, which I didn't think I'd say at 0-0 20 minutes in. But it has been competitive. I was a bit worried at the start; they seem to be on top, but no, we've come back into it. I'm quite happy so far.
Pogba's certainly having a decent game from the midfield as well.
Yeah, he is, which he hasn't done that much really this tour. It's been quite irritating to see him play. He has the potential, but he hasn't been playing well in games. Maybe that's because he's been playing too deep. But yeah, he seems to play very well this game.
Okay. I've had a super chat here from Trading Cards and More. He says, hey man, my second ever contribution. Love everything you do, and my CDM Lindelof point was something I've thought for a while. Much love, man, and thanks for contribution, Trading Cards and More. Oh, I'm not knocking your Lindelof as a CDM comment. I think I can see why people would think it, and you're not the first, but I think he's been bought as a centre back.
yeah, it's main position. That's what he's been bought for. So he's gonna have to, I think he's gonna stick to that. But it was a good shout. I see why you'd say that. To be honest,
I haven't really noticed Mkhitaryan much in this game, to be honest.
no, I've not. You've just reminded me he's been playing. Well, I saw him pick up Messi, but yeah, he's been quiet.
Free kick for Barcelona then on the edge of the box, and well, not on the edge of the box, about 10 yards outside the box actually, but I'm sure they'll be shooting. Didn't look a foul, says Johnny Blaze. No, I'd agree with that.
It's interesting to see who's going to be our free kick taker this season, because apparently Lindelof's not bad on a free kick. Pogba, if Pereira gets a game, he would be in for it. Maybe Rashford as well. He took some good ones at the end last season.
We had that one from Rashford, didn't we, in the Europa?
Yeah, Celta Vigo. It was Celta Vigo. I think it was. Yeah, that was incredible. And yeah, I'm just glad the last time I won't be taking everyone, regardless. I remember I was at Wembley when he took the free kick, and then I literally said there's no point. He's going to put it straight into the wall. I was like, everyone else stood up, but I was just a bit like lethargic, and then he put it right in and proved me wrong. Maybe I looked a bit of an idiot, but oh well. It was worth it.
I mean, that just going back to Rashford, and I know a lot of people don't like him as a winger, and I don't, but he did put that cross in tonight for Lukaku, and he put that cross in, was it the semi-final, to Fellaini?
Fellaini,
and obviously Fellaini got all the credit, but it was just an amazing cross from Rashford.
Yeah. The curve he got, it was incredible.
Definitely got the technique, which I think surprises a lot of people for a forward. Suarez is a diving cheat as well.
Yeah, I know. He's just getting a bit.
He hates United though, and we hate him, so good.
I hate him. No, I hate Luis Suarez. I see fans on Twitter, United fans saying they'd have him at United. He's a fantastic player, but not anywhere near United.
No.
Nowhere near. I hate him. It really pains me. He's such a good player because, I really hate him. Everyone's one of our, he's like a cult hero with the fans, and what he did is disgusting. So I'd never have him in the United shirt.
I think United have really sort of grown into this half, to be honest. We're in the penalty box at the moment. Pogba's on the edge. Come to it. Pogba on the edge. He shot one.
Nice, powerful run into the box.
Yeah, but we're certainly that comment from a few minutes ago. Certainly holding our own, which has been really good to see.
Yeah, definitely. Come back into it. I'm quite happy.
Bite me, Suarez, says Nick Archer.
He probably would if you gave him the chance.
This is, of course, Barcelona are trying to pass it out from the back, so we're pressing them.
This keeper's not bad. I didn't know he played for himself. I thought he played in the Dutch league. Has he moved this summer? Or he's been there for a while?
I think he's been at Barcelona for a couple of years.
Right.
He's the one who got subbed off for Krul, isn't he? In the
yes,
in the World Cup. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when we all thought he was a genius.
Arfan Grul's come back with another contribution, and he's this is his contribution. It's not the view of the United stand. He basically says that Barcelona juiced Messi with steroids. I don't know. I've got to be honest. I've never really heard that either. So, in fairness to Messi, who I'm firmly in the Ronaldo camp. I've never really heard that.
Oh, with growth hormones, I have actually heard that somewhere. But I feel like they paid. I feel like I heard they paid for it when he lived in Barcelona. He said they paid for him to live in Spain and pay for his growth hormones. But I'm not sure how true it is. I've just heard it on Twitter a few times.
Trading Cards and Moore's made another contribution. He says, if Suarez had bit Roy Keane, he would have died. Yeah, I think there's some football.
He probably would have.
I think you could say the same about Vidic, to be honest, as well.
Yeah, you could have.
Another shot there from I think it was Suarez this time, straight at De Gea. There has been quite a lot of shots on goal without there being a goal. It was Suarez.
Yeah.
Straight at De Gea though, but definitely way more entertaining than all the other games so far. But I think that has got a lot to do with fitness levels improving and approach to the game. We knew Barcelona would play this way, but United have tried to make a game of it as well. Well, they've got us here. It's Suarez against Lindelof. Messi puts it over. I think Lindelof needs to get a little bit tighter to Suarez there, to be honest. But
yeah, he's drawn a bit too far away. for my liking.
Azayadi says so many shots for Barcelona.
But yeah, even though there hasn't been as many goals as the other games, yeah, it's been more interesting for sure. Yeah, a lot of people are saying in the comments about the growth hormones. Interesting.
David Bloom getting a bit of stick. Here
Yeah.
we go though.
I'm
They're
feeling it.
constantly running at our back three. Another good save by De Gea. They're just cutting it through us at the moment, and I think that to me has got to be because of Carrick, because they're running at our back four
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, just going through that. It's sad. I really like Carrick. He's been not last season, the season before. He was just instrumental. He was fantastic for United. But I don't think he should have been given this extra year. I think probably out of respect, and he's got a captaincy. It's fantastic, but I don't want him to play much this season, to be honest with you.
No, I mean there is a place for him. I think it would have been a mistake to let Carrick and Rooney go because they're so experienced. But
yeah,
I think
he's got his job, but I think he's wrong probably for this game.
I mean, Huddersfield are in the Premier League, aren't they? Old Trafford.
Yeah.
When you need to give someone a rest, home to Huddersfield, play Carrick. That's what I think. Them sort of games, League Cup, early rounds of the FA Cup. Last 20 minutes of game, you're winning 3-0. That's what Carrick should be used for now. He certainly shouldn't be. I mean, we saw it against Liverpool in January. We brought Carrick back into the team in around November time. Went on a really good run. Liverpool at Anfield, and they just got at him. They really got at him and pressed him. And I think, he's 36. Of course, here we are. He'll probably do something good now. No, he's just case in point. He just got absolutely done.
I mean, that is why I'm not completely opposed to Matic coming in, because Matic is a few years and Real a few years, and he isn't a terrible player, so I can live with it now, because I wasn't very happy about it at the start, but now, to be honest, I just want this position solved because of what I've seen. But
Gungshi's just said there, we're not winning the league with Carrick or Fellaini in our midfield, and I totally agree. I never thought I'd be saying that about Carrick, but to be honest, look, don't take it as Carrick criticism, because I think he's fantastic. I think he's a brilliant player. But age comes to us all, and decline comes to us all, and it's nothing to do with it. Carrick's earned more than enough stars at United. A brilliant player. It's nothing to do with him not being a good player. It's just it's age. The decline is real.
Yeah, Samuel Arger said, I like Carrick, but I think it's time. That's literally summed it up perfectly.
But having said that, it's pre-season. He needs to play minutes. He's got to play against somebody, and he's playing against Barcelona. The reality is, though, Herrera's not even on the bench.
That's because of his rib, though, isn't it? Is it because his injury just caused him?
So who plays instead of Carrick anyway? What do we do? Play Fellaini again or McTominay?
I'd rather him over McTominay. Yeah, just gonna say.
I mean, I wouldn't have mind seeing Twansibi playing there, but for some reason we don't seem to want to play Twansibi on this tour.
I think he might go on loan. It hasn't really been talked about much, but I think he might go on loan this year.
I would agree with that, because I think you can't afford to have a season like Fosu Mensah did last year, where he basically went backwards because he didn't play. Right, switch the play to Blind here.
But he gave him the chance at Arsenal, and he sent Alexis Sanchez to the ground. He played well. He played well, and he got his chance. So I think he does need to go and get his minutes somewhere else, because I don't think he's going to get here this season.
It's quite end to end at the moment, but here we go. Messi running at our back four, and mistake by Valencia. This will be 1-0. Valencia mistake. And is it Neymar? Yeah. Defending.
Yeah, that's poor from Valencia.
Well, it starts with Blind giving it away on the attack with a poor pass.
Yeah, it does. It went out to him and then he just lost it, so it's a shame. Oh well. I knew that we were going to be into it. I thought they were going to score.
I don't know whether Valencia might have been fouled. I'm just trying to see. No, he slips.
Yeah. Goes over too easy. Yeah, he just slips. I don't think there's a foul there. Oh, that is unlucky.
On the balance of play, though, everybody at home, I would say, he's not going to miss from there. There's nothing De Gea can do about it. But probably on the balance of play, some people were saying it in the link in the video comments that last, I think up until 5 minutes ago it was quite equal in the first 25, but the last 5 minutes Barcelona have sort of took control, and probably good for their 1-0 at the moment. I don't think I don't think it was a foul on Valencia.
No.
A lot of people are saying it was a foul. I don't think it was. I think he proverbially got his knickers in a twist, and I'm not going to criticise Valencia. He's a good player, but it did start from us being in a good position down the left, approaching their penalty box with Daley Blind, and he passes it straight to a Barcelona player, and then they hit us on the break.
Yeah, it's a shame. But it's been interesting to see the control shift, because it started all Barcelona, and then we came back into it, and it seemed more us. Now it's then it even out. Now it's more Barcelona.
Jack Brown says Paddy Crerran is embarrassing with his commentary. I've never listened to him. Not listened to him in years, to be honest. Simply because we do the watch along, so I don't really get to. I don't listen to anybody else when it comes to United playing. All I get to listen to is myself, or my guest, or the live comments. So. Emmanuel Geshen says Valencia was an idiot there. Chad Sproul says, Mark, what website are you watching this on? I'm watching it on my TV, on MUTV, which I pay for. I don't do any of that stuff, so I won't be shouting out illegal streams for you, unfortunately. Josh Anthony says we're miles off the pace. Well, that's worrying, considering we've played more pre-season games. I don't think we're miles off the pace. I think we're miles off the ability to move the ball around.
Definitely.
I mean, Blind again. It's just a rubbish pass.
Oh,
I like Daley Blind, but his passing is his strongest part of his toolbox, and tonight it's just not been good enough.
Yeah, I want to see him give Demi Mitchell a chance if the left back position's in contention. I'd like to see Demi Mitchell give a chance, because I think he's quite a good player.
Yeah, Blind's getting a lot of stick in the live comments.
Yeah. But you know what? He's had quite a few games back now. He shouldn't be doing that. But you know what? Oh well, we got to give him a bit of leniency. It's still pre-season, but it's not great to see.
I think left back's a real problem for us this season. I didn't actually anticipate that Luke Shaw wouldn't be getting games on the tour. I mean, I didn't realise his injury wouldn't get him back till September. So we're going to start the season with Darmian or Blind, and I think both of them have their problems. Trading Cards and More has made a contribution. He says, okay, final contribution tonight. I met Fosu Mensah in my barbers a month back, and just need to say he's not only a brilliant player but a brilliant person too. It's nice of him to say. Thanks for the contribution. Anaradu says Blind is part of our Deadwood, and Red Devil 02 says Blind is human, leave him be. 1989 Nick ID says United go behind for the first time on the tour and suddenly it's all doom and gloom. I don't think we're doom and gloom. I expected us to lose this game, so I'm not doom and gloom about it at all.
No, I was just thinking then we might not even have Darmian. Well, I was just thinking then, that's what someone said in the comments, we might not even have Darmian, so I'll have to be Blind. I'm really jealous of Mendy.
Oh yeah, I like Mendy. I don't
fantastic
like
against them in the Champions League
players, but I do like Mendy.
Yeah, it's a shame.
We're just so imbalanced, because you've got Valencia down the right, who actually is powerful and fast, and down the left we haven't got that unless Luke Shaw comes back fit. But Darmian's not fast, and his attacking ability is pretty poor, but he's a half decent defender. Daley Blind normally has a very good passing range, but isn't particularly fast either. And then I agree. I think Darmian's probably been angling for a move back to Serie A for the last couple of years, but we can't afford to let him go at the moment.
No, not at the moment. No, but like you say, they're different players. Darmian, if Mourinho plays Darmian, I'm assuming he wants to play defensive, because Darmian is he's just a defender. He's not very good on the attacking side of things. But Blind, he's usually very good with his passing, like you say, but sometimes he does just go on up the flank and then he just stops and goes back. It's sometimes a bit boring. And I've seen that with Luke Shaw a bit. He seems a bit nervous. Maybe it's because of the injury he had, but he just seems a bit nervous when he goes up and he just stops. And passes backwards or passes not very well. So we need to fix our position down really sometime soon.
Jason Garbutt's made a contribution. He says Blind and Carrick's passing has been poor all pre-season. I think you're right in relation to Blind.
Carrick's passing's been alright.
Yeah,
it's everything else really.
I haven't really noticed Carrick passing badly, but I certainly have noticed that he's not up to it in relation to his movement.
Yeah, definitely. It literally changed the game when he came on against City. It literally changed the game completely. It was two different halves.
Again, Blind trying to pass, Barcelona intercepts it.
Maybe it's just nerves now. Maybe it started off as one, but maybe he's feeling the pressure.
Isaiah D says that Smalling's been underrated. Yeah.
I was just going to mention that. I think Smalling played well. I was just going to mention that.
Yeah. I like Smalling, and it's on the record. Even when he got sent off against City a couple of years ago, I stuck up for him. Top Reds were calling him a CUNT after all that sort of stuff, and I mean I don't like that sort of language anyway. But I've always quite liked Smalling. But
yeah, after that red card, to be honest, we couldn't fault him for a while, but that is because he had that protection, to be honest. But I think he got some unfair stick, to be fair. He didn't play a great ball long ago, but
what substitutions, somebody just said, would you make in the second half? I think the options are limited. I mean, Mkhitaryan, I think, has been very quiet. Very, very quiet.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at all. Do we know who's playing the keeper? Did he mention that, or did he not get that far when he mentioned who'd be playing keepers in the games?
With De Gea's in the first half, I presume he's going to probably swap the second half because he's done it all tour.
Yeah. Maybe Pereira?
Yeah.
Possibly. I'm really interested to see if Pereira comes on, the other Pereira, Andres Pereira, and see where he comes on.
He might try and put Pereira. Tell you what, because it's Barcelona and they're not very physical. He has played Pereira as a centre defensive midfielder before. It might not be a bad idea to bring Pereira on as a centre defensive midfielder because he's not going to have to worry about big physical players who might knock him off the ball. What he's going to have to worry about is technical players, which is what he is. So that might not be a bad idea.
And he was used to it last season, so that could be a good idea actually.
You could bring Martial on, but to be honest, I think it's the same problem as the Real Madrid game and the second half against Man City. It's hard to be critical against Lukaku or Lingard or Rashford when they're not really getting quality ball. I think the same thing's happening again. We're not getting quality ball to the midfield, from the midfield to the forwards enough. Who's culpable for that? I don't know. I mean, it's probably a big reason why Mkhitaryan's not in the game. Ultrachlorix Bleach says it's unfortunate, but Carrick is the old yeller, to be honest. Tyrone Williams had said before that there's no place for sentimentality in football, and we should have sold Carrick.
That's a good point.
When we signed Carrick, I was surprised, but then about 10 minutes later, I thought, actually, you know what? If we did get rid of Carrick and we've got rid of Rooney, who is that link to that?
The leader.
The 2008 Champions League. It's
he's the last player, isn't he, from it? I mean, I think that's probably why we're going to bring Zlatan back and another bit of experience.
Yeah.
Leadership, which I'm happy about, but it depends what role he has. It's obviously been talked about quite a lot on the United stand. Will he be the first choice or will he be, below par to Lukaku? But I think he will, to be honest. I don't think we spent £75 million on a striker to bring Zlatan back in November.
I think Blind and Carrick are way off the pace though, and I don't think he'll do it for 1 minute, but I would bring Pereira and Mitchell on in the second half.
Yeah. No, I don't think he'll do it either, but he should. Give them a chance. Against high quality opponents. That would be a really good test for them.
Lingard made a bit of a mistake there. No, not Lingard, Lindelof. Chipped free kick from Barcelona quite quickly taken, and Lindelof wins the header, but then it just drops to Suarez, who probably should have scored. It was a good save.
But I think he was panicking a bit because they took it fast, so he just got up to head it and it got a bit unlucky with the angle. So it went right to him. De Gea's looking a bit tired. He's looking like he's been used quite a lot, which he has, to be fair. I'm really glad I'm not gonna like curse it, but Mourinho said he's definitely staying. I'm really glad about that. To be honest, because I remember I came on a Skype goal, I was adamant he was gonna leave.
Yeah, it's that old cliche. It's like a new signing keeping De Gea, but
yeah. But I was hell bent that he was gonna go. I was really convinced, and it's weird why he's not. I think it probably is because of the way they messed us around, and because it's so late. It'd be hard to get a goalkeeper now for a reasonable price in this window. By the way, I don't know if you know, was it ever like officially announced that Verratti actually did change his agent to Raiola? Or was that just like rumour?
No, I think it is true. I'm trying to think where. Right. I think he might have announced it on his own Instagram.
Oh right.
But I'm 90% sure that is now a fact, that Raiola is Verratti's agent. Yeah.
That's interesting. I was just wondering because I was just thinking about Verratti before, because I'd quite like him to sign. I don't think he will because of Mourinho's height obsession. He's not particularly fast either, but he'd be very good for us, I think.
Ooh, decent cross in there. I think it was from Pogba, and Lukaku was nearly getting on the end of it, but he didn't make a connection. Moses made a contribution. Thanks, Moses. He says, Herrera needs to go in for Carrick. We're losing too much control in the centre midfield. It won't be Herrera tonight because he's not even part of the squad. In a general sense, then yeah, obviously, if this was our first team, you'd hopefully swap Herrera in for Carrick, but it won't be Herrera tonight because he's not even on the bench, as is Mata not. Both out with knocks. Daley Blind, another cross, another Barcelona player gets rid of it.
I'd like him to keep Mkhitaryan on the second half, maybe to see him come out of his shell and be in the game, because I haven't noticed him at all. Maybe he'll keep him on, maybe he won't, but I really want to see Pereira get a chance.
Right, we're in down the right here, and it's a poor cross. What a surprise. It was a good play down the right hand side, but a poor cross. Valencia.
I mean, the whole squad's not really been very consistent throughout the tour, to be honest. I think Blind's had a very good game. Lindnot's not been great overall, but I think it's unfair to pick them out individually because the whole squad's not been consistent. Pogba's not been consistent. It's unfair.
Here's Mkhitaryan finally on the ball and nearly loses it, but we've kept it. I think Pogba's been impressive.
Yeah, I've been happy with him today, but I wasn't happy with him in some of the other tour games. But yeah, definitely today he's played well. Maybe that's because he's got Carrick with him. He feels maybe a free, but I'm not sure.
Good build-up player from United there. Blind's got lots and lots of time to put the cross in and overhits it.
I think it is a case with Blind now. He is just nervous and feeling the pressure, as well as not playing very well. But I think it'll be on his mind.
I think we might be at half time. Yeah, we are. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'll give you a 10-minute break, Lorenzo, and we'll get you back on for the second half.
All right, nice one. Speak to you then.
Cheers, pal. Speak to you in a minute.
Right, bye.
Okay. 1-0 at half time. Pogba, the standout player for me. I don't think Lindelof and Smalling have done themselves any harm as well. I think they've done quite well, especially when you consider that I think again that lack of pace in that centre defensive midfield position has allowed Barcelona time and time again to run at our back four, and 1-0 in a sense maybe flatters us. First 25 minutes I thought it was fairly equal. 5 minutes leading up to the goal, Barcelona just stepped it up and started cutting through, and then since the goal I think they've been quite happy to just sort of sit back a little bit. But we did have our chances, nothing clear cut apart from in the first 10 minutes a lovely cross by Rashford. It's coming along the 6-yard box, Lukaku just stretching to get it, puts it over the bar. Probably should have scored, but it wasn't as easy as it looked, but he should have scored. But apart from that, some speculative efforts. Paul Pogba hitting one from about 35 yards, causing the keeper to tip it wide, and Lukaku had a shot from distance as well, straight at the keeper. So we've not created many clear-cut chances, certainly not in the second half of the first half. But changes I would make, I think Daley Blind was at fault for the goal. even though he gave the ball away on the edge of the Barcelona penalty box. They moved the ball quickly, and that's been a story of the half for Blind. I remember in the game against LA Galaxy, he was very off, very, very off, but we sort of said, well, you know, it's the first pre-season game, anybody can have a bad game in that circumstance. But tonight, yet again, he's looked a little bit wasteful in his passing, which is his strongest point to his game. Who else? Carrick, I just think this is beyond Carrick now. He's 36 years of age, and I think playing as a centre defensive midfielder on his own with the quality that Barcelona have, it's difficult. And I don't think he's finished altogether, Carrick. I think, as I was saying in the first half, with games like against people like Huddersfield at home, you know, League Cup games, Carrick can play a big part, and I'm not got a problem with keeping Carrick, but that is a weak area for us, especially in this game. And it's going to be interesting in the second half. I personally would be looking at getting Pereira on for Carrick and give him another run out in the centre midfield position. I'd love to see Mitchell come on at left back for David Blind, because I think he's been poor. But in relation to the people like Lingard and Rashford and Mkhitaryan and Lukaku, to be critical of those would be a little bit unfair, I would suggest. They've had the same problem that United have had a little bit on this tour, which is the lack of quality ball into them, and that needs to improve. Now we are playing against the B side. Okay, so that's disappointing. I don't like that, but it's what Barcelona did. It's what Real Madrid did as well, isn't it? We sort of hoped that they would keep some of their better players on for longer, but maybe that is not going to be the case. Bring on new left back, Herrera for Carrick and Martial for Lingard. Not that far off, in all honesty, says Liam McDyer. I think for the first 25 minutes we weren't far off, but for the last 20 minutes of that half we were considerably off, I would suggest, and would need to improve a hell of a lot in the second half. But I just think every negative or constructive point about Manchester United, it always comes back to the same thing, that the centre defensive midfielder is the problem. Jonathan Gorbett says the first half shows why we need Perisic. Yeah, natural width from people who are actually going to exploit weaknesses in the opposition side. I don't think Rashford's a winger, and I certainly don't think Lingard is a winger in the sense of what we need. So I'd agree that Perisic would give us something that we don't have. To be fair, Blind had a lot of opportunities down that left hand side, but he's wasted a lot of them. As Panache says, we need a left back. Mitchell on for Blind, says Ayub. I would agree. I think we'll probably see Darmian though. Blind is he's getting slaughtered in the comments. I actually do like Daley Blind. I think he's on his day he's a very good player, but today is not his day. He's not been very good today at all. We definitely need a CDM, says Nicholas Mayers, which I think we all know, and even Mourinho has admitted that. The one thing I would say is that when I look at that Barcelona side running at our back four, and I substitute Carrick for Matic, I don't see what Matic is going to do against. You know, he's not particularly quick either. As a solo CDM, I think he'd just get bypassed. Moses made another contribution. Thank you, Moses. He says, we're getting Barcelona in the wings, but those crosses need more accuracy. Great game for Pogba, though. Yeah, Pogba's the standout player in that half, without a doubt, against the top quality opposition. He's been confident on the ball, happy to have the ball, and that's been very, very noticeable. And that is something that bodes well. Nothing De Gea could have done on the goal. I was just watching it back there. Paul Gardner's obviously watching the game because he says, what's going on with Blind? Woeful down the left tonight. In fact, crosses have been poor from both sides. We need to get Mickey involved more, which is very true. And Sally the Mank says, it's pre-season, isn't it? Stick Mike Mitchell in there instead of Blind. What can we lose? And Sander says, Carrick's past it. Simple as that. Leadership from Pogba on the field. And Britain 422 says it's definitely safe to say that Rashford has been working on the wing play, being fantastic on the right hand side. He put a good cross in for Lukaku, so it's a shame Lukaku couldn't put it away. And Hisham says, annoying that United's final ball has been disappointing. Pogba and Rashford have got into superb positions, but the ball is too far from Lukaku. Good points. Good points. I was just having a quick look to see if there's any transfer news, but there isn't. Liam Newbigging has made a contribution. Is it true about Mbappe to City, Mark? I don't know. That was last night's breaking news. I don't know whether there's any breaking news coming through now about Mbappe. I can always check for you. I can't see anything, pal. Thanks for the contribution, though. It's calling out for Pereira, says Mikey Mates. And final ball has been crap for years. We need to give Lukaku the ball, says Epic Mind Gaming. We've got to get the ball up there. Grey shirt, curse returns, says Ryan Carter. I'm not a big fan of this shirt, by the way. I meant to say that. Which reminds me, talking about shirts, we'll change in the second half, but for those who are unaware, we are doing a Manchester United shirt giveaway. We're going to give 2 away actually tonight to conclude the US tour and sort of thank everybody for getting involved on the watch-alongs, because you know there has been some weird hours that people have had to get up and get involved. So we are giving away 2 Manchester United shirts today. You can choose which one. We'll pick the winner, and you can choose whether you want a home black shirt or that monstrosity. Some people might like it. Doesn't even go with jeans, a grey one either. Anyway, Trading Cards and More has made another contribution. He said he wasn't going to, but he has. He says, Blin needs to look at the flowers. Hashtag the walking mank. Thanks for that contribution. And yes, so we're giving the first way you can win a Manchester United shirt. There's a link in the video description which will take you to the where will it take you? It'll take you to the Spotto Cash website, which is a spot the ball competition, where you can basically, I'll tell you what, it'll be easier for me to just do this. So they'll take the link in the video description will take you to this page. It's £2 to have 3 goes on the old traditional spot the ball, which I used to grow up with in the paper. So you might get an image like this, and you've got to pick where you think the ball is. So you place your arrows. £2 for 3. Register to have a go, and what will happen is, to win a Manchester United shirt, all you've got to do is sign up, have 1 go on it, and then you will go into the draw for the Manchester United shirt, which we're hoping to announce in the second half, but if not, it will be tomorrow night's show at 8 o'clock. So that's one way you can win a Manchester United shirt, he says, as he tries to come back. Effectively, it is a spot the ball game, and the good thing about that is, as well, is if you do sign up, you can do free games where you play against your mates. It's like a penalty shootout. They'll give you an image, and you get 5 shots each, and whoever gets closest to where the ball actually is wins it. That's good fun. I'm on it as well if you want to play me at games at it as well. That's no problem. But if you want to win a Manchester United shirt, that's how you can win it. You know what? Only 10 people might sign up for it, so you might have a 1 in 10 chance of winning a Manchester United shirt just for having a go on that for a couple of quid. Lewis Deacon says you're the best on YouTube. Well, we try our best on the United stand, but we're pretty small compared to some of the good ones out there. Liam Newbigging says, what do you think of Kevin Strootman, mate? I like Strootman. I think I've always had concerns about him after his injuries. Strootman's at Roma, for those who don't know. I was very excited when we got Van Gaal, because I thought, you know, Strootman would come at some point, but he got himself injured, didn't he, before the World Cup, and I don't think he's a Mourinho man. I think if Van Gaal was still here, then Strootman would be the sort of player that that Van Gaal would go for. But I don't think he's anybody that Mourinho is going to go with. LaRusso says, does anyone really care about the Super Cup? It's basically the European Community Shield. I think it's a nice little thing to win, and I'm sure Mourinho will count it if he wins it, because he can say at the start of the season he's already won a trophy. I don't think Ronaldo's playing for Real Madrid, so they're obviously not that interested in it. But what it will be is it's a good test for United at the start of the season, and we'll need to utilise our squad correctly. Kamyar Tagavi says, made a contribution. He says, I said in my comments we need a left back. Thanks for the contribution, Kamyar. I think left back was a position we spoke about back in May, that we maybe need to sign a left back. But this is where I go back to about the board. I don't really feel that they are supporting our manager. He wants a centre defensive midfielder and a winger. Ultimately, I think we actually need another striker. I think we need another midfielder, and I think a fullback would have been decent. I've got no time for City or Guardiola, but if they sign a player that I think is decent, I will admit that I do think they're decent, and I think in relation to Mendy, I do think he's a good player. Matthew McFadden's made a contribution. Breaking news: Arsenal reach an agreement with Kylian Mbappe. They agree that there's no bloody chance of it happening. I am a bit tired, Matthew, but I will applaud you. You did pull me in. You pulled me in there, and I'm glad you threw me out, because that I was getting a bit nervous. That would be unbelievable, but anything can happen in football, as we well and truly know. The time has been running and running for ages, and I've only just seen a comment. Apologies for that. Let me turn it off. This one is worse than the 3 AM shows, because the 3 AM shows I've been going to bed and then getting up, but this one you're going all the way through. It's starting to hit me. It's starting to hit me. Troy Liddon says, striker, CDM and a left back, forget about another winger. And what was the second way to win a Manchester United shirt, says Jack 19 Hayward. I'm going to tell you, but for half time, whoa, I've lost the set. That's never happened before. Scratch the wall as well. Not too bad. That's Jack Hayward's fault anyway, causing that. But I'll be telling you how to win the second one. The first way is through the link in the video description. The second one I'll be telling you during the second half. Yes, we're nearly at 119,500 subscribers. Wow, so we're not far off 120,000 subscribers now. Somebody's saying exposed. Come on, if you think that's exposed and you genuinely think that set behind us was real, I think you need to go and give yourself a slap round the face. Come on. Danny Smith says, why don't Starbucks deliver? Yeah, the trouble is now, if you drink a coffee though, hopefully most of us will be going to sleep in about an hour and a half. Nick J's made a contribution. He says, Blin's not mobile enough for CDM or left back. Matic not the solution in midfield. Nainggolan would be the dream. Best box-to-box midfielder in the world. Has Nainggolan signed his new contract yet? I mean, I think it's inevitable that he's staying at Roma, but yeah. Oh, somebody's on about my shorts. Nick Archer says he's more jealous of AC Milan's summer than Man City's. And say hi to Aaron, says Jack Watt. The real EK. I'm gonna block. And Trading Cards and More says, would you rather be a Liverpool fan or dead? Oh, yeah, probably the latter. This is disappointing. This is not what I didn't think Barcelona would do this, and they have. It's one team for the first half and one team for the second half, which is frustrating. But I suppose it's to be expected. No, it's not to be expected. I didn't think they were going to do that, to be totally honest. It kills it as a spectacle. Lorenzo, you there?
Yeah, I'm back, Matt.
So it looks like Barcelona are changing their entire team for the second half.
Yeah, it's a shame. But we might see a few
Fellaini's
goals.
come on.
Oh, gee. Oh.
How the hell does he play 90 minutes against Real Madrid 2 days ago and then come on at half time? It just beggars belief. Absolutely
it's an
beggars belief.
obsession that's just ruining the club. Oh, that is unbelievable. I wasn't actually watching, so I didn't need to come on. I've got it back on now, but yeah, that is annoying.
I'll tell you what, people like Twansibi may as well just leave.
Yeah, might as well, because they're not going to get a chance ahead of big man Mario. Says Romero. I've seen him on. Best number 2 keeper in the world. I'm glad Rashford's still on.
Oh, I don't even know. The thing is, that in my disgust, I do not even know why. Well, I don't know why Fellaini's on. I don't know who he's on for.
I think he's on for Carrick. I think. I'm not too sure, but it's basically like for like.
Yeah.
He basically made a substitution. Yeah, he did. He was off the pace, but
and Blin needed to come on. So he's took the right players off. He's just He's just brought.
Not put the right ones on.
Yeah, he's just not willing to play any of the younger lads, is he?
Yeah, it's a shit. This is the time to do it. If you'd lost Fellaini that much, play him in the season. I don't agree with it, but do it. But now he should be playing the young lad.
I don't know anything about this Barcelona second side.
I know Iniesta's on. That's about all I know.
PK's playing as well.
Oh, PK's playing. But it's not too different a team from us. Only a few positions. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm glad Rashford, and I'm glad Pogba stayed on. Because Pogba's playing well, so hopefully he can carry on. But honestly, I want to know what's behind this obsession with Marouane Fellaini, because we can all see it. And I'm not criticising Mourinho. He's, in my opinion, the best manager in the world. I back him 100%. But I just want an explanation why Fellaini.
We'll never get one. We'll never get an
explanation. We'll never get one. We'll never know. Hopefully he gets an autobiography in 20 years and we can finally find out.
A few people are saying, why are you moaning about Fellaini? I'm moaning about Fellaini because this is meant to be a pre-season tour where we utilise the squad. He played 90 minutes 2 days ago and now he's playing another 45. I mean,
he played terribly.
What? Twansibi's not. I can't remember the last time Twansibi actually had any minutes on this tour. Certainly not the last game. And he used Twansibi in that position. This is Barcelona B. It's not playing the first team. There's just no excuse for not bringing Twansibi on in a game like this.
Has he actually played on the tour so far?
Yeah, he has played some games.
Oh right, okay, he has played. All right, fair enough. I was gonna say, if he hasn't, then
not a lot.
What was the point of him coming? He should have been. Well, that's better than nothing. But if he hadn't, then he should have just stayed back, had some personal training, improved his game, or tried to find a loan move. It's really a shame because he has got a lot of talent. I don't know what his best position is. I don't know a lot about him. He played well when he played right back against Arsenal. He played well at centre back. But you said he's a CDM, so he's played CDM, so I'd like to see him there. Ahead of Fellaini for sure. I'm glad Bailly's on. I've just seen him.
It's not just Twansibi though. It's Fosu Mensah as well. You know, Fosu Mensah could play that.
He's played
position,
a few more minutes,
but he would never, ever.
Yeah, he'd never do it ahead of his main man. Interesting, no Martial. Hopefully comes on about the 60th minute. But the thing is, I know he played 90 minutes and now he's playing, but even in that 90 minutes, he played atrociously. So, I just don't understand it. As he hasn't justified his place.
I'm just having. Sorry, I was just having a little look around there about how who's in this Barcelona second half team. I should be able to find it somewhere.
I know. The only ones I know is PK, Turan, and Iniesta. That's all I know.
Barcelona.
It'll be interesting to see how the game changes though now with that, because I bet we'll look on top when we're not in reality.
So second half we've got Silerson in goal, PK, Dennis, Arda, Iniesta, Vermaelen, Alcachar.
Vermaelen?
Yeah. Digne, Roberto, Vidal and Munir. It's not this is a crap Barcelona side, to be honest.
Yeah, so that big test we ran about best game of the tour has gone downhill very quickly. That's a shame, but it's the second game of the tour, so maybe the players don't have the fitness, so fair enough. Who came on left back? Is it Damian?
Yeah, Damian's on at left back for Blind. Romero's come on in goal, and to be honest with you, United need to step it up in this second half, because this is not a great Barcelona side.
Yeah, it's a bit party.
Yeah, and if we're not able to influence the game, then it's just embarrassing.
Yeah, against their B team, really should be competing. We should be competing with the A team, especially the B team.
Jeff Doherty says it'd be nice to string more than 2 passes together.
Yeah. So is that Dennis Suarez or another player called Dennis? Because apparently Dennis Suarez is quite good.
Fellaini's just... Oh no, Damian will get there, but it was a poor pass. Kukas Darko's made a good point, which we've been saying for a while now. We just don't have ball players. We don't have ball players in the centre defensive midfield position, and we've got Fellaini there at the moment.
I mean, yeah, he had high passing percentage, didn't he, Bas? Because he was making 1-yard passes at the start of the season. So people tried using that in his advantage. He's not a good passer. No, but not.
$68.9808 first never follow says we're in serious trouble for the upcoming season. I don't know about that. I've got to sort the timer out. Just realised. I think he's got to get a centre defensive midfielder in, and
yeah,
I just don't know why. Well, I don't know. Maybe he's happy having a centre defensive midfielder who's not very technically gifted and not very quick. Maybe he likes that. I don't know.
Maybe it's the Mourinho way.
You can't be blind to what everybody else can see. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course. And the club will be aware of what the fans are saying, because every fan seems to be saying it. So I don't know. It's more or less Mourinho's decision at the end of the day. But if Fellaini is going to play there, like you said, I can't see us winning the title. No way.
If he plays Fellaini any more than 20 games next season in the league, then we're going to be battling for top 4. That's we'll be battling for 4th place.
Yeah.
Jared Passerman says, I hate to say it, but Verratti for Martial could fix stuff. Yeah, but if you get rid of Martial, we've got no width at all.
Yeah, exactly.
He's our best wide player.
Yeah, and you said it before. That is the reason he's highly rated, because teams know his quality. He's a great player.
Pog Boom and Andrew Adams both saying that Damian's already offered more than Blind, which is true. Blind had a shocker of the first half. Really did.
Yeah, no, he wasn't great, was he? They still look not on top, like completely, but yeah. Bay's on.
Don't know who he's playing with.
Is it still Lindelof?
I don't know whether it's Lindelof or it might be Phil Jones. Yeah, it's Phil Jones.
Oh, it's Phil Jones. I don't think even though I was just going to say, I think we should sort that out and sell one of the centre backs. I don't think we will sell any players anymore. So no one's really let go.
Nathan Brown's made a contribution. He says, playing that clown in the midfield and was supposed to challenge for Premier League and Champions League during season. Beyond a joke now, ludicrous selection. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to say that. It's not, my thoughts on Fellaini are well documented over the last 3 years of doing the United stand. But my frustration tonight is that, I know what he's got an obsession with Fellaini, but it's the fact that Fellaini played 90 minutes against Real Madrid, and you've got Fosu Mensah and Twan-Sebe who could play that position tonight. Even Pereira can play that position, and he brings somebody on who had 90 minutes on Sunday.
Yeah, that is odd. That he just trusts him clearly to do the job. But none of us seem to. But I feel like like you said, you're not bothered about him. Just getting rid of him now. I would keep him as a squad player because he can be useful in some games. There was some games last season where he was actually needed. I know it's quite shocking to say, but he was. But this isn't the game for it. This definitely isn't the game for it, especially considering he played 90 minutes when you could be giving it to a kid to get some experience, especially against Barcelona. I know it's the B team, but it's good experience for anyone, for any young player.
Fellaini caught PK with a. I don't think I know he's well capable of doing an elbow, but I don't think that one was actually deliberate. Joe Stanley says Martial will ask to leave the club next summer. Jose just has those players he is negative towards. Thanks for the contribution, Joe.
That could be though. It could be the same thing. But I know it'll be a bit different because Mkhitaryan came in last summer. Maybe he is giving them that harsh treatment that we saw with Mkhitaryan. Hopefully it works, but it seems like it's going on too long for that. I am worried about Martial leaving. I really, cause, his first season he was electric for us. I really don't want to see him go.
Alexi says, Mark, you look sad and tired. Well, I'm tired, but I'm also sad in the fact that
Marouane Fellaini's playing centre midfield.
Yeah, but it's the same thing again, isn't it? Lukaku, Rashford and Lingard and Mkhitaryan haven't done much in this first 11 minutes again, and neither's Pogba. But the reason is very, very obvious. It's the same against Man City in the second half, and it was the same against Real Madrid. All Fellaini's doing is picking the ball off the back four and then playing a 5-yard pass sideways or backwards, having controlled it. It's just slow. We're not. I was talking about it on the 8 o'clock show tonight. I was talking about it preview to the game. We're not getting the ball quick enough from the midfield to the attack, and you're never going to do that when you've got someone like Marouane Fellaini in there. It's just slow, small passes, and by the time it gets to anyone who can do anything, it's too late. Danny Dobson says Barcelona really good play acting. Yeah, they've always been like that. They've always been like that. Fabinho would be perfect, I agree, Fortune, but I just don't think we're in for it.
He would be. It is a shame that we're not in for him because everyone seems to think he's a perfect player. I don't admit to a lot of him play, but people who have tell me good things, and if you want that fast transition play, he is the player I think for that. I'm seeing a few people say, is it actually official about Nainggolan's contract as well?
I don't know.
Or is that still not done?
I hadn't heard that he'd signed it, but I fully expect he will do, but I thought it would have happened now.
Yeah. No, he would have been a fantastic sign for us. It's just this summer's been very odd in terms of transfers. But, every summer it is with United, we just get linked to everyone. Like, trying to sell papers, because put Man United there and you'll sell more papers, of course.
It's become. I know it's only pre-season, but it was very similar to last season, but certainly from Christmas until around the end of the season. Just attackers starved of the ball. I mean, here's Fellaini, picks it up. First thought, turn and pass it to the keeper so he can hit it long. And then we've got, you know, Barcelona will win it back.
He's just not a creative player. That's all.
I mean, this is we didn't want this to happen anyway, because you want Barcelona to keep their best players on so that it's more of an entertaining thing. But United can only lose from this situation now, and I'm not talking about the game, but this is Barcelona's B side. So if we did win it 2-0, everyone would just say it's their B team and it's our first team. If we draw it or lose it, then everyone will be like, well, we couldn't even beat Barcelona's B team. So we're on hiding to nothing as it is anyway, but don't look like scoring at the moment.
Yeah, no, we definitely don't. We've been very boring so far. But it's so different to the first half. But maybe that's because it was a bit more competitive. You know, we seemed more up for it. But it took us a while to get into that first half, to be fair. So maybe it's the same. But I can't see us scoring at the moment, which is worrying.
A few people
but yeah, like you say, it's a lose-lose
Martial
situation.
I don't think it's the sort of game that's going to suit Martial, to be honest.
No, because you won't get any.
There's no space there.
Supply. And then I'll get roasted for it. We might have a few subs. We're approaching the 60th minute soon, but I'm not sure.
Chris McGowan says, it's bad the hate that Fellaini gets, but he offers the team nothing. Have you noticed how slow everything gets when he plays? His first thought is never pass forward, it's backwards or sideways. Which is true.
Great point.
Very, very good comment.
Yeah, it probably is unfair what the stick he receives, but he's right. It doesn't offer anything to the team. It was the same as Carrick in the City game. It just changed the game completely. Game on. But it was so blatant. I don't know how Mourinho hasn't picked up on it. Again, I've just realised Mkhitaryan's actually playing still, isn't he? I haven't seen him all again. So.
Lukaku had a little bit of a run there, but it came to nothing.
Yeah, he should have charged in. He should, instead of passing, I think. He kicked on his left. It is interesting to see, though, because he has done it quite a few times. Those powerful runs into the box, which is something we were lacking. He is massive, isn't he? Huge. Oh, Lingard's down. That could be Martial's chance. I'd rather Pereira
like
got it, to be honest, this game.
Pereira and Martial.
Oh, both. Perfect. But yeah, Mourinho said if any player picks up even the smallest injury, he's going to take them off because he doesn't want to risk it in a friendly, but that's a very good way to think about it.
So Pereira's coming on, and I presume Rashford's probably gone off as well.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see who's coming off. Oh, I think it's Mkhitaryan actually.
Yeah, he didn't have a very good game, Mkhitaryan, did he? Couple of comments to read about. Trading Cards and More says Fabinho is quality, Matic is crap, Fellaini's slow, he could be taking a nap. Join us from all over the land, hello, and welcome to the United Stand. I probably didn't read that with justice, but thanks for the comments. And Minnie Mourner says Blue Fairies seem like they're getting sniped every time we touch them. Martial for Lukaku to drive our attack forward.
I think Martial with Lukaku will be interesting in this pose of one coming on, one coming off.
That's good by Pereira. Martial just didn't read it.
Mm. I'm glad Pereira's got on.
Valencia, actually. There's Lukaku down the wing. He won't keep that in.
He's worrying how the Barcelona B team seem to be on top of us. It really is. And was that Lukaku's first touch? Because if it was, I'm sure I'll see a few gifs of that as well.
Yeah, it was the one that went out.
Yeah, I'll probably be seeing that a lot then.
There's some comment there from Nick Archer about Bailly being the best player of the second half. He certainly does make a big difference.
Yeah, I'm gutted he's out Super Cup. Massive player for us. It wasn't even him, it was Valencia that pushed the guy over.
Yeah, it was from the semi-final, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't seen a fight at Old Trafford all season, and I thought it was quite funny until he got sent off and I realised he was going to miss the final. I was like, oh god. That's why I was quite nervous for the final. That Bailly, but it went quite well. I thought he pulled up, then I got a bit worried. But no, he just waited. I think it's going to be interesting to see what his choice of centre-back partnership is, because he's mixing up a lot even on the tour and he did a lot last year. I'm hoping it is by Lindelof. But, you know, a lot of people aren't convinced with Lindelof, but hopefully he comes good soon.
Ooh, good little bit of play from United there, actually. Martial.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
Got it to Rashford. Sorry, it was the other way around. Rashford and then got it to Martial.
And Fellaini went on the overlap as well. I thought he was going to put it through.
Yeah, don't waste your time passing to him.
Yeah, I know.
That kit's horrible.
Which one ours?
20 times red. I would never read your comment. I don't even know what you're on about, but you won't be commenting anymore. You're getting on my nerves with the same nonsense. Do not even know what he's on about. Romero just made a good save.
Yeah, that was decent from Romero.
It was Bailly who actually got done. It was a good save by Romero.
Yeah.
Should have been 2.
I haven't seen Jones either this half. Just seen him then on screen, but
Musicians of Fortune passing is poor tonight.
Indeed. It's not been it's top level, that's for sure. When did you say Shaw would be back?
September.
Oh, September. Alright, that's not too bad. I thought we'd be edgy close to the end of the year. But no, that's good. Hopefully he can come in and get back to the form he was on before he got injured. It was such a shame that, because he was looking like the player of the season so far at that point. He was just so unlucky. And then that guy got man of the match.
I think people are dropping like flies off the watch along tonight. They're probably falling asleep. I'm struggling myself.
Yeah, they probably are. I don't blame them. It's been very boring second half in terms of United playing.
Some people are saying go to bed. No.
Not while United are on. Can't do it. But no, I was falling asleep during the Real Salt Lake game. I was trying to keep myself awake, but it was so boring. That's been a common trend actually with the second half. They've all been quite boring.
Yeah, they have. They've been consistently boring on the US tour, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the fans who actually go and pay good money to watch these games, though. I mean,
yeah, I do. Apparently, the prices are extortionate for this tour.
Yeah, and you only, I suppose, 2 years ago. I don't remember the finer details of things, but every game we've played, the opposition have pretty much played their first team, and then the second half it's their reserves. You know, when we've played, I don't know whether it's been conscious to give the fans a show, or whether it's just the way the Mourinho wants to do it. But he's not played a first team and a reserves. He's played. He's mixed it up.
Two very mixed teams. Yeah.
So you get some good players in, some of the first team in one half and some of the teams in the next.
But yeah, I feel sorry for the fans that have paid money for it.
Damien Gayson says I'm falling asleep and it's 11 AM where I am.
No, that's the level of United for us. What happened to that young lad Guillermo Varela? Has he left the United now? Because I quite liked him. But I'm not sure.
He was on loan at Eintracht Frankfurt, and I don't know. He should be back, but
yeah, he's not matured. Yeah, no, I think that's his time up. I quite liked him. Van Gaal ruined a lot of players' confidence, but yeah, he definitely ruined his. I think it was it him? Yeah, I think it was him he brought off after he made a mistake, and must have been horrible for him. But it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah,
Fossey Mensah as well.
Was a good shot there from Pereira.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Paddy Minette was a great player. Well, not a great player, but he had potential, and he played well for the reserve teams. But yeah, obviously had potential. And Fossey Mensah as well. Yeah, he got a lot of stick, didn't he? When he, I don't think it was actually a penalty, but Barkley got a penalty at Wembley in the semi-final. He got a lot of stick for that. I know he's not done much, but I'd much rather have Pereira doing what he's doing than Lingard, because he's just getting that experience when Lingard had it all season playing against teams. But yeah, he didn't get the minutes in the Premier League, or at the high. He probably played against Barcelona a few times, but he didn't have the highest standard. But yeah, I'm glad he's getting the minutes now. That didn't look great on Bay. I think that's Turan. Oh, he's up now.
Alex Williams is buzzing. He's just managed to get a job working at Old Trafford next season as a steward. Well done, Alex. It's the highlight of the half, that.
Yeah.
I am serious. Well done, Alex. And it is the highlight of the half.
Maybe I'll see him there. See him around.
Matthew James says Pereira is awful. That's got to be worth a block. Where is he? There we go. Blocked. Idiot. Fabinho from Monaco. I didn't really block him. I removed the comment, but if he tries it again, he'll get blocked. Something tells me we need rid of Deadwood, says Alex O'Donnell. We've only been saying that for 12 months. And you know, when you pay 75 million for a guy who can't score against big teams. Varela returned from his loan early after injury, an annoying manager by having a tattoo before an important game, says Lynn Hall.
By annoying the manager by having a tattoo. Oh. That's odd.
He must be injured.
That can't be great.
Yeah. Not part of this.
Yeah, no, he didn't get on the tour, did he? I hope he stays at United. I thought he was a good player.
Matthew Houlihan says, thanks for doing this, lads. It's worth staying up to listen to the United stand. And we've just had a shot there from Pogba that time. Keeper saves it. Cristiano says, any chance of Rodney doing a watch along? I don't know, there's always a chance. And Varela has been offloaded to another team, says Carlos Solis. Well, I've got no idea, mate. So I think that's the point. Nobody really knows. Yassine says he feels sorry for Mourinho not being backed by the Glazers and having Woodward to close deals. What a joke.
It's a good point. Yeah, he hasn't been backed. It's a shame because I think you put a tweet about it. You know, we made the most money, but then City are spending, close to 400 million if they make this Mbappe deal. But why isn't he getting the backing? Surely he's the right manager. They must know that, but they just don't invest in him to help him make the team better. We're just like a money spawn for them, really. We're just a business. They don't care. It's a shame. But I feel sorry for Woodward as well, because I feel like he's not getting the money either to do it. Oh wow, it's the 75th minute already. That's gone very fast.
Good. Matthew Card is an Arsenal fan, and he says United will do well next season, but you need to get rid of Fellaini, lads. Awful player, and he's not a United player. Don't we just know
taking him out?
St. Columbo says Pereira's done well since he came on. Pereira impresses me whether he does something good or not. It's just his work rate's good and he always wants the ball. Harry McCarthy says Blind is spoiling the game and the teamwork. He's not on
Apparently
the pitch
the
at the
attendance
moment.
is 80,000. Just seen that somewhere. Sorry to interrupt you.
Stephen Bauer says hopefully these performances will force the board to overpay the players. Not in a million years. They're not going to take any notice. They've probably made more money on the tour anyway. Vince Chapman says we're having a problem coming in the box. That's what she said. And United in the stands, it's dragging for me. Thanks for the moderators tonight, Ed and the United in the stands. As I always say around this time, they've done, you know, it must be hard for them. I'm struggling tonight, I must be honest.
You stay doing the thing where you're going to stay up till work again, or are you going to go back to sleep?
No.
I was going to say it's a bit early for that.
By about 2:45, I think. So I should get a good 4 hours, hopefully. It's 82,000 there, so you're right. Tony Triple Series 6 has just said 82,000 there. If you are somebody new to the United stand, although I suspect we mainly have hardcore tonight, looking at the live comments. If you are new, remember to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 PM at the moment. Every morning we have a transfer show. I'll probably do the transfer show on my phone tomorrow because I can't be asked to get up early and record it like I normally do. So I shall probably do it on my phone. It'll be about 7:15, maybe 8 o'clock. We'll see. But I'll do one. No, 7:45, 8 o'clock it'll be around that time. But to get the notification, you'll need to click the bell when you subscribe. What else? I'm trying to sort of think to keep myself awake. I need to check about the United shirt. Let me just check my emails, see if they've told me yet. If they don't get the email to me tonight, and considering it's 2 o'clock in the morning, they might not do. We'll certainly announce it on the 8 PM show tomorrow. To go in the draw, all you needed to do was click the link in the video description and have a go on the Spot the ball thing, and that will automatically put you into the draw. It's been a dull half, hasn't it?
Oh, someone said it might. I'm not sure if it's true. It'll go to pens if it's 1-1.
Yeah, we don't want to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can be bothered with them scoring, to be honest. Unless they want to score 2 in quick succession. Quite nice. And also the penalties were horrendous, so it's not worth staying up for. Really was poor. I was pretty concerned that the players like Pogba and Lukaku didn't step up for penalty. That is concerning.
There was a theory to that though, wasn't there? Mourinho told them not to take penalties for some reason. I can't remember why.
No, was it? I wasn't aware of that, to be honest.
Yeah, no. Somebody contacted me and said that Mourinho did say to them not to take penalties. I can't think why it was, but I definitely heard it.
Alright, fair enough. I was just thinking they were being a bit spine.
No, I thought that at the time, but I can't remember what the reason was. But yeah.
No, well, if Mourinho's told them not to, fair enough. What I love about Bayern, he just gets stuck in with everything.
Confidence doesn't look good, says Charlie Davidson. Well, yeah, that's the one thing about the tour that should be being built, which is, I mean, I watch a lot of the training sessions and the morale looks good, but I don't think they can come away from this tour sort of saying, oh yeah, we played well in that game. I thought against City in the first half we played quite well, but that was their first pre-season tour game. What's wrong with Fellaini here?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I think maybe went in a bit late and he's gone down quite late, quite theatrically.
He's alright. I don't think there's anything wrong with him.
He went down as if something was for a while.
I know what people in the live comments are going to be saying. Hopefully it's a bad injury, but
I wouldn't wish an injury upon him. But
it wasn't bad.
I think I'm a bit behind. I haven't seen it yet, but he went down like it was. Go on, Myron, get off then if you want. Oh, why has he gone? Why has he gone down for that? That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. No way he's gone down for that. That is ridiculous. And flapping about. Please be injured for next season. Someone just said.
I didn't say it, but it did pop into my head.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish
everyone's head because they get so frustrated with him. But
yeah, I get what you mean.
But you can't wish injury on players.
Yeah, no.
But I agree with a few people are saying that he never got touched and it was a dive, and it's embarrassing what he looks like.
It is embarrassing. Unless something happened before that I didn't see, but that's bad the way he went down, considering what actually was the contact.
Moses has made a contribution again. Thanks, Moses. He says, in my opinion, we need a number 10 and cut the leash so he'll run free. Lukaku needs a proper number 10.
Pogba could be that number 10 if we let him free up, mate, potentially, with CDM. You've hit 119,600 subscribers I've just seen. Just going over.
Yeah, closing in on 120.
20, yeah.
Here's Rashford. 10 minutes to go. He's got PK on the edge of the box. Pereira. I thought it was a good cross. No one jumps for it.
Good to see that pace from Rashford.
Let's tell you what, 10 minutes to go, it's hard to sort of pick out a man of the match. I thought Pogba played very well.
I'd probably have to say Pogba, yeah. And he hasn't been great in the second half. I probably have to say him, just because he's the only player I can actually remember playing. Rashford's been okay, not really done much. De Gea, actually, that's a good shout. He played very well in the first half. Made a few good saves. Was unlucky with a goal. Not much he could do. It was Valencia's fault, really.
SZK says our final ball is just not good enough, which I think is good. You can't lay it all onto Fellaini. Some of the other players have been a bit poor, but it's the same boring style, says Schwarz Wies Rot. And yeah, that is the quite consistent thing with United at the moment. The football is just poor.
Yeah. Can't believe it's 10 minutes left. That's gone so fast.
I don't really want us to score, to be honest. No, I don't mind if we do score, obviously, but the prospect of penalties. Fellaini's got a yellow card in a friendly as well. Don't know what he did. No,
yeah, I'm not too sure. I think he pulled the player back, but yeah.
In fairness, it wasn't.
Probably wasn't a yellow. No, I wouldn't mind if we scored. I'd like to see the penalties again. Hopefully they improve, but if they don't, I won't cry about it. Martial and Pereira are the only reason I'm still up. That's a good point. I was glad when they came on, but they haven't really done much, to be honest. Pereira's been decent. I haven't really seen Martial.
Isaac says we're clueless in the final third. I'd actually say we're clueless at getting the ball to the final third. That's the problem.
Yeah. He wouldn't even get the ball into the final third to be clueless.
Hospital pass by Fellaini back to Romero there, and
Yeah,
Romero having to...
nearly got him in trouble there.
Twansibi's come on for Valencia.
Oh, good.
So
Yeah,
get
getting 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fellaini nearly got Romero in quite a bit of trouble there. I don't know what Mourinho sees in this player. Really don't. He looks like he's growing a bit, Twansibi, this summer. He's got to be bigger.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Fosu Mensah, Twansibi and Pereira and Rashford is that, you know, every year they're getting bigger as well.
Yeah. Still great.
That's the shame about Lingard, though. He just never has.
But yeah, but he's past it now, isn't he? I think Men's stopped growing at 21. He's 24. People seem to think he's younger than he is. Keep seeing people say he's in the youth. He's not. He's older than Pogba. But yeah, he's very skinny Lingard. He needs to bulk up, but I don't think he can.
No. You know, surely he would have been down the gym and it's just not worked.
Yeah. It'd benefit his game so much, but yeah. It'd benefit his game, it'd help him out, but he just can't. The only thing, it's bad, it really is, but I've said it before, the only thing I remember about last season with Lingard is the goal he scored against Middlesbrough. Like, I had to be reminded he was playing against Chelsea. It really was that bad. He's just not an exciting player, he doesn't really add much. A bit like Fellaini, but he's better than Fellaini.
Four minutes to get an equaliser.
Let's see, maybe Mourinho time. Now maybe we'll do what we did against Middlesbrough and score 2 in like the last 5 minutes. That was crazy.
Is that Old Trafford?
Yeah, I was really like upset just in the crowd thinking, oh my god, Middlesbrough. I remember Valdez had been playing incredibly, and also I think that was the game where Zlatan got a goal disallowed for no reason. I think he said he had his studs up, but he didn't. And then, you know, Valdez had been on form all game, and Marcel scored, then Pogba scored, and it erupted. It was really, really good atmosphere. I can't wait for the Premier League to start.
Wow, we've got West Ham first game, Chicharito.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the Premier League. I wish him luck except that first game, like you said. Hopefully Lukaku gets off to a scoring start. First game in the Prem for us. I mean, I've sorted my fantasy football today. And the way I've had to do it is because last season whoever I chose seems to do badly, so I've chosen no United players. I've chosen players from City, Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea, and but we're basically the top 5, Arsenal. So I've just had to do it like that. Because I'm not cursing any United players. I could see now I've been slating Fellaini for the whole half. He could score in like the 89th. I could see it happening now, to be honest.
I'm glad you can. I really can't see us getting anything from this game.
No. I don't see us scoring, but I see if we did, I could see something happening like that, considering we've been like slacking him off all half. And then everyone has jumped on the bandwagon of, oh no, he's not actually that bad. And forget he's been horrendous for the rest of the half.
So would you go with Pogba as your man of the match? Well, everyone else says no.
I'd go for De Gea. I'd go for De Gea. In that first half, I thought he played pretty well. Unlucky with the goal. Pogba was great, but be great in the first half, not been great in the second half. But I'm gonna go for De Gea for whilst he was up. What about yourself? Are you gonna go for Pogba?
I'll save it for my match reaction, but I'll have to have a little think, to be honest, as well, because I'm not.
Can't remember many of the players playing, to be honest with you. Did nothing.
No, we're playing on Sunday evening against Vålerenga in Norway.
Are we?
Yeah.
All right.
And then we've got Sampdoria a week tonight.
Yeah.
Last night in Dublin as well.
And then it's not long till the Super Cup.
Yeah.
But I really hope we win that, because I hate Real. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, they're clearly not over it if Ronaldo's not playing. So, we'll game. I hope we game from that. I'd love to beat them after what we've been through with them this summer. Really messed us around.
Well, thanks for coming on, Lorenzo. Anyway, because I'll have to.
Thanks for having me.
Quickly. What will happen is, I thought United might score then. Wishful thinking. As soon as this ends, I will do match reaction. He's had 4 minutes time on. You've still got another 4 minutes left of this nightmare before it ends. But and then as soon as this finishes, I'll go straight into a live match reaction. So,
yeah.
For everybody.
Thanks very much for having me on.
I've got my thoughts ready, and being tired, that will I won't hold back.
Yeah, I can't see us scoring now in this 4 minutes.
The second half is. I think you were right there. You said that the second half we've been pretty poor, and I think I agree. We've been pretty poor throughout the whole tournament, the whole tour in second halves, and
at least we're consistent at something. But it's not something to be proud of. We've just been terrible in the second halves.
Okay, that goes in there. I mean, somebody was saying that this isn't even Barcelona reserves. This is like
Barcelona C.
Yeah, Barcelona C.
Yeah, that's worrying. Oh, someone nearly had me there. I saw something about Fabinho. Then I realised how horrible the comment section can be sometimes.
Oh yeah, you can get suckered in. Pogboom says Lukaku needs service. I'd agree with that. That's one of the things I'll be talking about in my match reaction. It's not all bad, but there are things that I've said before that I need to sort of say again, really. I've put the link is in the video description, the match reaction, or you can go through just by clicking the United stand, but the link is open now. It's called Manchester United 0, Barcelona 1. Neymar goal wins it. So I'll be live literally 60 seconds after this one finishes. But yeah, a thoroughly disappointing second half. I thought the first half was decent in parts, but the second half's been very poor.
Yeah, we seem to be, on top. Then underneath Barcelona in the first half, it changed quite a lot. But the second half, been poor, very poor. Maybe it's a fitness thing, but we brought players on, so that shouldn't be an excuse. And their team's fresh, I guess.
It's good running here by Swansea. He did really well.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh God, what a shot. Is it a corner or a goal kick? Rashford. Goal kick, that'll be it.
Yeah, I think that's that for the game.
It was a great run by Twattenseeby.
Yeah.
Ultimately came to nothing. And that's the end of that. Thanks for coming on, Lorenzo.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Mark.
No worries, I'll speak to you again soon. Everybody else, I'm going to end this stream, thank goodness, but I will be doing my live match reaction. I don't want to hang around, I want to get some sleep tonight, so I'll stop this one. Link in the first line of the description is where I'm going to be in 60 seconds time, giving my match reaction, and I'm going to give it some. So thanks everybody for watching, and I shall see you all on the live match reaction very, very shortly. Well worth a watch, because I'm going to unleash a couple of things, but as King Eric says, waste of time. Well, I'll tell you what I think in about 60 seconds time on the match reaction. I'll see you over there in a minute.